it, cannot hold, overflows, become one. Now work it, don't just stop. Let me see you pop at the barbershop. Work it, cannot hold, overflows, become one. Now work it, don't just stop. Let me see you pop at the barbershop. Getting ready for the show, little soldiers in a row. Watch them closely when they go, go, go. Falling in and out of low, little soldiers in a row. You can't hate them anymore.
Evening, everybody. Welcome. How the devil are we? Hope we're well. It's Wednesday evening, and I'm sure you can see from the stream title, we've got a new job. We've got a new job, haven't we? And it's all terribly exciting. And as Rogie has pointed out in the Discord, it's the first time that we've actually managed to have something sync up on stream with actual, real, topical football. Because everyone, tonight, we become the manager of Celtic. Welcome in, everybody. Terribly sorry, Dan, that I didn't mention Baresi straight away. And obviously, we could have gone. I don't know if that technically counts now as mentioning Baresi. I don't think it does. I saw the little thing there going, he's going to mention. I'm going to see what's happening, right? But I mentioned it a lot last night, and there's a reason for it, and we'll get into it. Hope everyone's well, by the way. Welcome in to everyone who has come to see this. I mean, how has it taken all this time? Well, it's taken 17 years of this save, and we have reached Scotland for clearly the first time. We never went to East Fife. Did anyone remember East Fife? We never did East Fife, did we? Let's just see who's in, by the way. We'll say hello to everyone. Captain Zeep is here, of course. Frat Nige, Frat Nige is in. Franco is in. Rajio's here. Big Rogie's here. Dan FM. All the mods coming in because obviously we've got the Celtic stream on now, so it might get a bit dicey. Nico's here. A15 is in. Who else? We got Archie McGregor is in. Frozen Luffy, Monoret, Keeney, of course. Plenty of people chilling in the background. Dan Reese as well, and welcome in, by the way. If you are brand new to the stream, please feel free. Drop yourself a follow on this. Bearded Child as well. Welcome in. Because this is what we're doing now is we're doing the British Steel Challenge, okay? So the plan with this save is to try and win everything in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, okay? Now, where we are, right, over 16 seasons leading up to this point, okay? We have been in charge of several clubs. Now I'm going to bring it up on screen and you can see who we've actually been in charge of to give you some context, because I'm presuming we have now got some new people in the stream at this point, right, who are sort of going like, what's going on, like, how's this important, where are we, what are we doing, X, Y, and Z, right? So this is what it looks like right now. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'll just download this, stick it into the screen there. Right. Done. Okay, so here's where we are, right? That is what we've done, okay? So we started out unemployed. We went to Banbridge in Northern Ireland. We started 3rd Division Northern Irish football. We then went to Portadown, stayed in Northern Ireland. We went to Dungannon in Northern Ireland, Linfield in Northern Ireland. Then we went to England. Oxford United were relegated to the National League. We got them back into the Football League. We got them all the way up to League One, to be honest. Then we had a little flutter over at East Fife. Didn't go particularly well, but that allowed us a chance to go to Huddersfield in League One. Got ourselves promoted to the Championship. Went to Crystal Palace as soon as we got promoted to the Premier League. And you know what? We solidified our position in the Premier League. And we were pretty good. We finished 14th. And that meant we got a shot at the big time. Evening, Devil always welcome in. Rogie, sign DJ Pedro. I mean, we need to do DJ Pedro, don't we? Scott O'Neill from East Fife. Jesus, we could get him back in, actually, to be honest. Because of course we're in Scotland as well. We've got our brewskis on the go, so whack that on there. So this is going to be fun. Let's get ourselves properly hydrated, because there is a hydrate button on there, which we've all done. So we will do that. And because, of course, it's a pre-season stream, pre-season, of course, means pens and paper at the ready, everybody. We had a bit of pen chat, a bit of stationery chat last night. Still got the gel pen on the go. So, yeah, have a little look at that as well. We will, of course, go through the team because we had a little nosy at them last night, and there's a reason that Celtic finished 5th last season, is all I'm going to say. Max Hayward, welcome in, by the way, pal, welcome in. How many leagues have we got loaded in? So we've got, this is where we are. We've got all of England, all of France, all of Germany, all of the Republic of Ireland, Italy, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Spain, and Wales. So that's what we did. 60,000 players approximately in the game. You can't see that's just behind my little sort of ticker there for social media. So there you go. There's 60,000 players in the pool. One of the interesting players, if you are brand new to the stream, well, before we do the whole eat some biscuits sort of thing, one of the interesting players that is in the game right now is my son. We have a new gen son in the game. Never had one before, so very, very excited to see that. He is the youngest ever appearance holder for Crystal Palace, no nepotism there at all, and then became the youngest ever goal scorer in Crystal Palace's history. He's not just a new gen without our name, he is, as I said, I look like Tony Jameson father, so absolutely 100% our flesh and blood. So we're going to try and get him to Scotland if we can. He's only 16, so we can't loan him just yet, so we've got to wait till he's 17, but we will of course be keeping our eyes on old baby J. Let's have a look. What have we got down here? I'm fancying. You know what? I'm fancying a breakaway. I've not had one for a while. So, does the save still process quickly at this point? I think so. I mean, we've got a fairly beefy computer, so it does process fairly swiftly. But like, we get through a season in like what, a week and a bit, possibly. So, like, obviously not real time. I mean, if we're to work out how long we've actually done in terms of actual real time, 17 days, 15 hours, 11 minutes. That's how long we've been playing this save for. So we are absolutely putting some work in right now. So yes, so this is it. This is where we are right now. Okay, so Celtic, they finished 5th in the Premiership. Awful if you think about it, right? They have qualified for the Conference League, so we do have European football next season. Kilmarnock lost the title on goal difference to Rangers, right? Really, they went on goal difference. Unbelievable. Rogie couldn't believe it last night. He was spitting feathers. Yes, Mrs. J, we have absolutely gone to Celtic, so pack your bags, we're off to paradise. It's going to be fine. Hello, Mrs. J, as well, by the way, so welcome in. Look, Conor O'Rourke, 20 goals, 38 games for Livingston, 6'6", 27 scoring goals all over the place. He's not the man we want. There is a man we do want, to be honest. And we'll show you him in a bit. Average OG watched the rest of the VOD last night and laughed at how many my Villa comments sent you to talk nonsense. Normally nonsense happens, so that's the thing. Penalty to West Ham in real football. There's a pinned message here. Real football. Here we go. How long does real talk last? Damned United like Aberdeen but bigger. 1 season max. Somehow it's a legacy. I mean, it could be definitely. I think between the two, the Damned United and somehow it works, is where we are. Like, I think we're either here for a short time or we are the greatest manager in Celtic's history. Hope Virtual TJ brought the news by doing the John Cusack say anything but with 2 tickets to paradise. Oh, like, to be fair, like last night was pretty fun how we ended it. Like, we got loads of people involved in it. We ended up resigning from Crystal Palace just to make sure that the deal was gone through, because Crystal Palace were pretty much getting raided for all their players, and we were like, oh, this is gonna be worrying, innit? Like, you know what I mean? So now's time to get out. I mean, look at this. This is the Celtic stranglehold on the SPL. 2021 all the way up to 2037. So that's 15 years in a row. 15 in a row. Rangers put the kibosh on 16 in a row. This is also Celtic's 150th season. Yeah? So there we go. big moment for Celtic. It's 150 years of the club, a massive celebration. They've hired me. Oh God, I feel really bad now. Bill Merrian, welcome and appreciate the follow. Very, very kind indeed. Says surely a title in the 80s. Celtic beat Hearts the title on goal difference. Nice. I mean, again, I'm hoping to not have to bother with goal difference next season. I'm hoping to swing this team around. Yes, we lost the title by 6 points, but I mean, 68 points, that's not very much. 1-0 West Ham, there we go. It's the West Ham way, everybody. Whatever the West Ham way actually is, but hey, that's a thing. Awesome. Mrs. J, you won't believe how long you spent slagging off Steven Gerrard last night. You probably will, yeah. I spent quite a bit of the time slagging off Steven Gerrard, as is my want and as is my way. Speaking of ways, have a breakaway. All right. Okay. Let's get to business. We haven't got as much money as we thought, but we've got players that we can certainly shift, because some people are on massive wages and are not good enough. Okay? Leaving Palace, not finishing a trifle. What stream you had last night? Oh, Mrs. J, it was amazing. It was so good. We spoke about love. We tried to work out what that meant. We used it with a football metaphor. I think if you've not watched that on the VOD, that's beautiful, to be honest. So go back and watch that. Hearts were playing Dundee. Celtic away at St Mirren. Celtic won 5-0. Albert Kidd came on as a sub for Dundee, scored twice in the second half, and Celtic won the league on goal difference. I mean, we're talking narrative. There's St Mirren in there as well, and we've got a lot of love for St Mirren over here. They were going to be the team we're going to go to. Then Celtic raised their heads, and we're like, oh, hello, Celtic. Have you seen my ankle here? Have a little bit of, flash a bit of ankle, like, oh, hello. Let's see what we can do. Right, so Hadaway was quoted. Oh yeah, we did everything last night. Last night was fun. Like, we had 4 games to play. That's all we did, and we lost to a team that got relegated. But we had fun. We had a great time. It was brilliant. So this is the team. This is where we are. Okay. We haven't worked out how we're going to play it, but I think I've got an idea. We'll talk through it. See what you reckon. Okay. If you've not been in one of these like pre-season transfer streams, they're quite chilled out. They are very interactive, so feel free to sort of add your 2 penneth. No one's ideas get shot down straight away. And if especially then if we press you on a point and say, right, come on, explain what you're trying to say, we'll hold up. We'll wait for you to come in and put your point across. Also, if you're brand new, come and hit the Discord up as well. Come and join us, because it's a nice place to hang out. And right at this moment in time, we're in Scotland. Mickey Spoon turns up. 21 months on the sub. Mickey. I don't know what to say, mate. I don't know what to say. Welcome back in. And as you come, we're in Scotland. I've got to tell you, for the people who are brand new to the chat, right? Mickey Spoon, of course, as I said, 21 months there, right? Last time we were in Scotland, it went so bad. FM21, awful, right? Went to Aberdeen. Well, went to Motherwell first. It was dicey. Went to Aberdeen. It was shit. We were going to get sacked by Christmas. Boxing Day, we were playing Celtic. Okay, and I've told this story a lot of times, so apologies for anyone who's been in before and has heard this story so many times. Right? Basically, I resigned from Aberdeen, and they had pitchforks outside waiting for me. Right, I was ready to get sacked, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not getting sacked. I'm walking. Right, the chat hated it. They kicked off. Right, they kicked off royally, partly because I baited them from the night before, and then baited them on this sort of like 10-minute promo at the start of the stream. And so Aberdeen, we left. The very next day, when you click continue, we had no plan at all as to what to do. The very next day, Azerbaijan national team offered us the job, and we were like, we'll do Azerbaijan. That sounds fun, right? Let's just go there, because there's no interview process, just literally an accept or decline. And then we started looking at Azerbaijan shirts online, and Mickey Spoon very, very kindly said, look, you know, get an Azerbaijan shirt. You should do that for the stream. And I was like, yeah, we should actually. And I was like, look, I tell you what, if we get, you know, it was like 30 quid or whatever, I said, if we make 30 quid's worth of subs tonight, I'll buy an Azerbaijan shirt and we'll get it sorted, right? We had like classic shirts loaded up. Within seconds, Mickey Spoon had gifted 30 quid's worth of subs and he went, order the shirt. I was like, yes. yes. I still love the sheer giddiness of your scheming immediately post-stream. I messaged Rogie the night before and I was just like, I'm going to do this. And he's like, yeah, do it. Do it. It's going to be amazing. But where's the shirt? Let me see if I can show it. I thought it was in the other box of shirts, but it's not. There we go. Long sleeve as well, right? Looking, yes. Up the Azeris. Beautiful. So much fun. So much fun. Anyway. We're back. We took the job right at the end of the stream. So, Mr. Willow Tiger, appreciate the follow, very kind. Also, Mrs. the Arsenal 85 in with a trifle. Oh, Mr. the Arsenal, you have got yourself a keeper right there. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this, shall we? So, in goal, Anthony Marino. Okay, 30 years old. Oh, your boy was born last night. Little Mickey Spoon. Oh, mate, congratulations. Absolutely amazing news. Is Mrs. Spoon well? Is the little boy well? How big? Just, oh, mate, like, that's amazing. Genuinely, that's lovely. And you know what? I've got two kids of my own. The first thing I would do after having a baby born would not be to jump into my stream. Mickey Teaspoon. Mrs. J with the joke of the night. We've been streaming for half an hour and Mrs. J's already said something that I'm never going to say that is funnier than that. Bravo, Mrs. J. So good. So good. Oh, man. No, like I say, congratulations, Vicky. And yeah, as I say, hope Mother and the teaspoon are well. And as always, thank you for the support. Thing is, I get Spoon on club shirts. I have to get a Teaspoon Junior kit. Oh, yeah, 100%. But yeah, that's amazing. So yeah. Congratulations to the Spoons. Up the Spoons. Right. Business. Anthony Marino, 30-year-old goalkeeper. Okay, wanted by Tottenham, Milan, and Juventus. So how long is he going to stay at Celtic? Probably until they bid £30 million, I reckon. I'm going to put that 30 million quid. I reckon is going to be my price. Okay. If we get 30 mil, because goalkeepers are really, really difficult to buy in this game, right? Finding a good goalkeeper is tricky. So I reckon 30, if they want him desperately, 30 mil. Yeah? Because when we look, well, the only reason I'm saying this very high, Rogie, right, is because looking at the backups, Santiago Barrera at £2 million, he's not very good, is he? He's not very good. And, no disrespect to being Argentinian, we don't need an Argentinian backup goalkeeper. Right? You mentioned this last night on the stream. We could do with getting you know, a local lad in who's not going to need registration. So Santiago Barrera, I'm sorry, you've played 3, 6, 9, you've played 10 games in 4 years. Terribly sorry, you're going on the transfer list, right? I might have had it difficult due to my high wages. Yeah, no shit, that's why you're going. 14 grand for a backup, okay? So he's on his way out. And then Alex Chalmers, Judith Chalmers' son. That's a reference that's wasted on quite a lot of you, I reckon. 6'5", brilliant. 27, okay. Everything else, dreadful. So, again, I'm afraid he's going to have to go as well. He's been with us forever, but just not good enough, I'm afraid. So, punt him at the end of the contract. Okay. Homegrown player, you need them for registration. Fair enough. And that's a fair point, Rogie, because what you'll notice is we have a lot of Argentinians, Spanish players, and Portuguese players, right? I'm not sure who's in charge of recruitment last time, but it's not. Well, you know, we're going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb, right? Defenders. Owen Shaw, 31 years old, Welsh international, 49 caps. Keeney says sell all 3 goalkeepers. Problem if we sell all 3, Keeney, you know yourself that goalkeepers they're a rare commodity to find someone who's good. The guy at Leeds is going to be ridiculous wages, but he might be an option. Ironically, the lad that we had at Palace would probably be good enough for the SPL. Chalmers looks like a virtual Scott Bain, just happy to put that out there. When you have a scout through the Scottish national team, throw him out an easy cup game. Well, we need to win these games, Rogue. I'm happy to stay for 3 or 4 seasons at Celtic, though, and you know what I mean, just nudge. But we'll see. She's overnight. I got kicked out of the wards, found myself at loose end. Thought I'd see what TJ was up to. That's all right, innit? Sleep, go to sleep. You don't need it more. Yeah, a bit of advice that we had, Mickey Spoon, when we had our first one, is that every meal we had came with a handful of Skittles, just for an extra bit of sugar rush. So yeah, sure, 61 grand. Stay at Celtic until a bigger job comes up. Got to aim for that club who narrowly lost the title last season. Well, I could take Killy. Win the Champions League with Killy. Oh, now we're talking. Right. Owen Shaw stays, I think. He's got 1 year left in his contract. 61 grand. It's a lot. I referred to him last night, similar to a former Italian centre-back. Name escapes me right now. Basically because of the fact that he can't jump. He's only got 12 for jumping. He's only got 13 for acceleration. Evening Green Addicted, welcome in. He was a legendary centre-back, to be honest. How many trophies have we got? Well, we've got 10 at the minute. We've got 10 out of the 35, but we've just signed over at Celtic, so hopefully we can go to at least 11 this season, but I'd like to move it up to at least 14. Really, 13 or 14 would be perfect if we get that in the first season. If we can't, then I've got to class that as a season failed, I think. But you know, at least 11, I think, is the thing. He's a 5'11" centre-back. Sell him. 17 for positioning, though, 16 for tackling, 18 for anticipation, 17 for bravery. I don't think we get rid of him so quickly, right? I don't think he can go that quick. Bear in mind, he's got the TJ. Has he got the TJ DNA? Work rate, 12. Okay. Teamwork, 15. Okay. Determination, it's only 11. But he's also got stamina, right? 14. Fitness is 16. He's a wide centre back. Put a pin in that, Franco. Put a pin in it. Okay. 61 grand is I'm worried about. Okay. Could we find a better centre back for less than 61 grand? Possibly. Okay, possibly. Broad sister is straight away going, oh, I know who he looks like. Yeah. He looks a little bit like the player that you've just mentioned. But yes, and he's played a long time at Celtic, so you know we can't be getting rid of him straight away. So that's a plan. Right, okay. So Owen Shaw, first name out of the team sheet. Fat Nige, he'll do well in the back three. I think that's what we might be doing this year, because here's another centre back on 67 grand a week. There's a theme here, right? There's a theme with what Celtic did with wages. Okay, 67 grand a week. 31. Fabio Carocca. He's still banned for 2 games in South America. Bear in mind, he was signed for us in 2034, so he's going to have one of those like sort of long-term bans. 7.25 million he was signed for. I'm not adverse to selling this guy. Like, I'm not adverse to selling this lad at all. Theoretically, I think I'm going to sneeze 2 seconds. Like, theoretically, he's the one you would keep, but I think with that as his wages at 67 grand, right, that allows us to bring in probably 2 players. Yeah. Yes, he's 6'1". His acceleration's 13, his anticipation's 15, his bravery's 17, his concentration's 16, his leadership's 16, his tackling's 15. Like, there's a lot to like about him. But also, I just think we can probably get the same for less money, younger, and that's what I think. I'd be tempted to move him on. But then he has everything we need. Work rate, positioning, fitness, determination, teamwork. But for me, I'm thinking 67 grand, that's not... I think we move him on. And from what I'm getting the impression of, a lot of people are agreeing about that. Okay, a lot of people are agreeing about that. Next up, Wilson. Oh, look, another Brazilian. Another Brazilian. Is he highly influential? That's a good question, actually. Where does he go in terms of everything? Fairly professional, level-headed, considered a highly influential player within the dressing room. That could be a concern then. But we'll see. To be fair though, you finished 5th. We've got to come in with a sword and go like, look, what were you playing at? How on earth did you finish 5th? Like, you can't be doing that. I'm not moving up to Celtic to be finishing 5th. I'm coming up to Celtic to win, you know? So, it was not a team leader, not a huge deal. By the Scottish national team, will cost you 15 to 30 grand. 100%. I'm using mod privileges to post a link to the most funny and equally most pathetic club statement of all time. Or is this Barcelona for Messi? He wanted to compete in the league with fewer demands, further away from the spotlight and the pressure he's been subjected to in recent years. Yeah, because what you'll do is when you move to the MLS, as the biggest player that's ever played in the MLS, people just tend to ignore you and just leave you alone. They're just like, yeah, it's fine. Like, you know, no one's going to be too fussed about Messi moving to America. I'm sure that no one's going to be there with any cameras at all. What they mean is, oh shit, Soz we had to sell you in the first place. Soz we can't afford you back. Do we have any Wonder Kids? I don't know if we've got any Wonder Kids at this point, Green Addicted. We had loads at Palace. We'll show them in a wee second. I'm here for the win. Don't, for the love of God, get relegated after saying that. We will be sacked before we get relegated, Luffy. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that. Marking of 11 isn't good. Jumping reach of 15 is fine. Heading of 8, not so great. Leadership of 14. Concentration 16. Anticipation 10. Again, not brilliant. 70 grand a week. Could we move him on? Probably. Then we've got Collado. Evening. Overdue library book. That's a cracking name. Well, welcome in. Here's Claudio Collado. El Bastardo, we called him last night. Aggression 18. Jumping reach of 15. Concentration of 17. Decision of 14. Determination of 19. Marking of 15. Tackling of 12, positioning of 16. He could be a centre back, he could be a left back, right? think he's definitely a centre-back, possibly. He's wanted by Rennes and Villarreal, but I think we try our best to keep him, to be honest. Can't tackle, can't head, not composed. I mean, 12 and 11, yeah, maybe not, but I think we keep Captain Bastardo. And then we got Carrasco. Miguel Carrasco. 6'4". Salty B. Here we are. Have we continue? Of course we haven't, Salty. Of course we haven't. Welcome in. Drop Salty B a follow, by the way, if you haven't already done so, everyone. Salty is one of the wonderful, wonderful people of the FM community. We love him a lot. So, Carrasco. He's only on 18 grand. He wants a new deal. He probably wants 60 grand like the other centre halves. 6'4", 27, jumping reach of 17, heading of 14, work rate of 14, tackling of 13, anticipation of 13. I think we keep him. I think we keep him as well. Likes big matches. Could be a bit wayward in his passing. That could be concerning. Caracas a leading player for most Premiership sides. Same with Wilson, I believe. Loves big matches as well. Poor heading ability means he's never likely to be good in aerial situations. So I think Wilson's the first one out the door, personally. Okay. Then we look at left backs. Diego Joachim. He's kind of fine. 28 years old, 6'3", acceleration 15, crossing 13, dribbling 11, tackling of 12, 77 grand a week is a lot of money. Yeah. What is the tactical philosophy at Celtic? Oh, right. We're gonna get to that in a second, Salty, but it's not too dissimilar to TJ Ball, right? Hoofball, yeah. Yeah. Load the gun, Salty, because we're gonna get to it. Stoke in the clubs is quite funny, yes, but Stoke did win the championship, and Manchester United was second in the championship, so it's not actually that bad. Actually, I've just remembered, we could potentially look at Stoke's goalkeeper, couldn't we? Miles Hanley, 28 million quid. That could be an interesting proposal, maybe. I thought it was on my save along on 2045, and I saw a fellow in the Discord 2084. Really? Who's done that? Who's that far through? So Joachim I think we keep for now, because he can play wide as well if needs be. He can play a little bit higher up, but he can certainly play full-back and wing-back, which is going to be good. Tackling's not brilliant. Positioning's okay. Is it? Yeah, 12. He's just fine. Wants to play Champions League football. We could potentially replace him, I'm guessing. This guy, however, is dog shit. He's absolute dog shit. Guido Tagliente. I don't know what they were thinking. I've got no idea what they were thinking. Right? Andy Puffer, main problem with longer saves is that the game goes quite slow, even on great PCs when you're at 20 years. It can do, but I think we're all right for the minute. We're fine. I'd rather do that than have like a little sort of 3-season save personally, but that's just me. How many years are we expecting at Celtic? 1 year blitz? I'm thinking we're going to be here for 4 years. I don't know. I'd like a blitz, but there's also that thing of I'd probably get a little bit attached. I'd be like, let's have a crack at the Champions League. I know we don't need to, but we'll see. I've got some news for you. Sunderland got promoted first time asking my save with Newcastle. Nice. Excellent news. I'm sure we'll invest wisely. But then again, tackling 8 though, Rogi. This is the problem. Rajo, sorry. Tackling 8, positioning 1. After 21 games, on 2 points. Oh, Jesus. That's brutal. Liam Allen is is a Scottish player. We actually have a Scottish player in the squad. positioning 12, tackling 12, marking 12. He's actually better than everyone else, but he's still not very good, to be honest. He's also not very good. He's a bit shite, yes. But again, we'll be fine for registration. So we'll fill the time the game slows up. We barely pay attention to FM anyway. Yeah. If anything, it slows us down, right? So he stays now because he's Scottish. Another player who's Scottish is Antonio, you know, the Scottish-Spanish player we've got in our ranks, who, Rogie, I'm terribly sorry, how do we keep that guy? This guy's got to go, right? He's fast and he can take a long throw. That's about it. He's from Barbrasto. He's a cons. He's just about good enough for a championship side. Why do we get rid of eyebrows? He's got eyebrows, hasn't he? He's got absolute, like, it's a prison face. It's a prison face. Trying to be a nutter. He very much has a prison face. So let's move him on just because of the fact that I am scared. Willow Tiger in with the Prime. Appreciate Willow Tiger. Also, do yourself a favour. Link your Prime to Discord or Twitch to Discord. You'll get yourself into a secret subscribers channel where you get access to the save files. So I'm going to put the Season 16 save file into the Discord so you can have access to that. And you also get to find out about upcoming things we're going to start doing, so like some new saves and stuff for next year. So if you are a subscriber, anyone who subscribes, make sure you link your Twitch to Discord and then you get in there. If it doesn't work, let us know and we can get you the admin privileges on that as well. So Antonio is going to go out. Richard, again, it's not great. What on earth they did, and they just went and bought Brazilian players for no reason. £8 million on a guy who's played once, who just doesn't look good enough. Like, tackling of 3, positioning of 7. Fine, acceleration, crossing and dribbling are okay, but keep him because he's Bolivian. But he's just not good, is he? Like, I like the fact he's called Richard, don't get me wrong, but I'm not convinced. And then we've got Pedro Nuno Musa, who is a winger, but might play wing back possibly, but again can't tackle. Like, tackling a 5. So essentially, what I'm hoping you've noticed so far is that nobody can tackle. Right? Nobody can tackle, which is leading me to suggest that we have to go 3 at the back. Okay? I also think we now have a decision to make as to whether we have wing backs or defensive midfielders. Okay? Cam Brody, welcome in, pal. How are you, buddy? Nice to see you in, pal. Hope life's treating you well. Let's give you a little shout out there. How was your stream? In fact, you know what? I'm going to do it now. I'm going to try and I'm going to show you what I'm thinking. Okay? And then think what you reckon. I think we go with what I've been playing at Wednesday. Offline. West Ham 2-0 up now. There you go. Goals for West Ham. Goals. So I'm thinking something like this. Right? 2-1 Ange Postecoglou's followed. up the Ange ball. Right? It's not that. What's the other one I had? 2 tactics, wide midfielders for attacking, wing backs for defending. Yeah. Is it that one? That's the one. That's my other one, yeah. 89th minute. 20 months for Ali. Appreciate you, Ali. Very, very kind indeed. 1-0, 1-1 now. 2 on West Ham. Wow. So that's what I'm thinking for the two different styles, okay? So we have 3 at the back, first of all. And then we have a shallow striker up front with DLP and ball, a box-to-box midfielder in midfield. We can then, if we need to lock things out, DM wing-backs. Would we need the DM for most of the games? Probably not. Europe mainly, I'm guessing. We could even change that, so that could be DLP, that could be box-to-box central midfielder. And we could go back to that kind of like the sort of dynamic trio we have in the middle. So So we're talking about philosophy, Salty. Here's what I think the philosophy is, right? The philosophy I think that we play is we get the ball moving, right? We need to be dominating games because essentially we're going to be the better team. We want to be the better team. We want to stamp our authority on the league. We want to come here and show people what we mean in terms of business, right? This is what we've been playing. If you look at the sort of tactics that we've had, right? Okay, you'll see there's a bit of a pattern, okay, as to how we like to play, and it's kind of like the TJ philosophy, I suppose, really, right? Look at the Oxford setup, okay? The Oxford setup was set very much along the lines of the halfback volante, so 2 players dropping deep, making sure we have those DM positions covered. The fullback on attack was getting up and round and getting to the byline to create a bit of width and excitement for us. The winger on support was sort of only really getting to about sort of edge of the 18-yard box. We'd cut the ball back occasionally because we're looking to work the ball in the box rather than take crosses from deep. The shadow striker was moving around, acting as that second striker. The pressing forward was also moving around, doing loads of bits of danger. So he'd go there, for example. The shadow striker would then drop in here and arrive late in the box. Always created loads of opportunities, created loads of goals. Looked really, really good in terms of how we managed to get sort of the play moving. Little triangles here. Wing back on support goes there. Volante picks the ball up, nudges it off to the winger who's now up to here. You know what I mean? We're getting things there. Support wing back comes up there, so things move in transition. That's what we had there. That was pretty decent. That was our original sort of formation, really. We then sort of tweaked it ever so slightly when we went to Huddersfield, right? And Huddersfield became, was it the Huddersfield Diamondbacks? No, it wasn't that one. We went to, sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. The Diamond Cutters. No, that was the Diamond. We tried loads of different things, didn't we? That was it. So we sort of started mixing. No, it wasn't that. Huddersfield was quite similar to the Oxford system, I think, which again had that sort of like that free flowing shadow striker that would get in behind and make things move. We've got when I'm playing with Sunderland offline, I've got this, which is a 4-3-3, which sort of became what we started to make at Crystal Palace. So I like a trequartista out wide, because we've got Jack Clark out there doing bits and pieces there. Notice we use pressing forward again. So second sort of tactic, we've got with the pressing forward rather than with an advance forward. Complete wing back on support, gets up and around to help out with the trequartista who cuts inside to sort of be here really. So the support wing back comes up to about there. That's quite handy. Central midfielder on attack sort of gets forward as well, relying getting late into the box. I do have a variation of this tactic where the DLP sits a bit lower. Doesn't quite work as well. I quite like him when he's a bit higher. Bowman in midfielder does all the dirty work right here. And again, that full back on attack. So that's the balance I like. Full back on attack at one side, wing back on support on the other. Just to kind of sort of show a bit of, not necessarily overloads, but kind of a bit more. You're not always going to be sort of flying down. Not everything's on attack. Do you know what I mean? We then went to Crystal Palace, right? And we got this is how we ended up playing at Palace, which you see how it's the sort of the slight evolution from the Sunderland tactic. So we went with an advance forward rather than a pressing forward due to the style of striker we had. We moved from a trequartista to an inside forward, and we had an inverted winger on support who kept coming in and shooting. When he kept coming in to here, he did that because we got an attacking fullback again on the left who's getting up there and putting extra bodies into the box here. Inside forwards coming in here. Yeah. So we've got 4 players there. We've got 3 players there. We've got 3 players there. This midfield is doing all the work. So much work. So much energy in that midfield. Really putting a shift in every single week. Mazzala covers for the space when the inverted winger comes in here. Right. So the inverted winger comes there. That's fine because the Mazzala works the half space there. Okay. Box to box midfielder, he's getting up and down, covering everything. Halfback is just, I love the halfback. when you play with a high line, what I've found is when you play with a high line, your defenders essentially sit like that, right? So if we're sat on the halfway line, the halfback doesn't sit here, right, with the rest of your midfielders. Halfback sits there, so you've got 3 centre backs essentially. Like, so that's your starting position. Already, that's better. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's just, I love a halfback. I love a halfback. So, in the event of us playing a defensive system here, we have the DM, and it's not going to be a halfback, because a halfback would then drop too much, and it would create too much chaos, because there'd be 4 centre backs there, and it just wouldn't happen. But when I used this with Wednesday, again, it had the similar hallmarks of TJ ball. So short passing, play the ball out of defence. I know I'm known for like hoofing it, right? But I don't mind just playing out from the back, right? I like having possession of the football. I like slowly building, trying to create spaces, and then when we get the opportunity to break and to make space, we start picking the pace up a little bit. Little insightful balls, movement off the ball, getting players to do things, really. So that's where things like the shallow striker come in, the DLP picking those passes, the wing back on there, bombing forward. For a ball playing defender, I wanted someone to be there, which again works better here, really, because you then want to play the ball to the DM, who plays the ball to the DLP, who plays the ball to the wing back. So you've got that as options, or they can ping the ball out here to the wing back on the other side. Yeah. Now, target forward again. We might have a target forward, we might not, possibly, and an attacking forward. That's going to depend upon what players we've got at Celtic, to be honest. We've got defensive winger. Andy Puffer is a really, really interesting role, and I think that what we do here. So if I copy this, right, and we put that here, what I'm going to look at is I'm going to see if we can actually make something that has the defensive wingers in instead, and they become defensive wingers on support, and then I have a winger on attack, and maybe if I drop those players there like that, and he becomes a Volante, and he becomes a DLP, and that is not a million miles off what we had at Oxford and at Huddersfield. I think we can probably get away with 3 at the back here. I think we can. The defensive wingers are really interesting role, and I've not used it a lot, I must admit, right? But this is what it says, right? This is what it says, okay? Defensive winger aims to press the opposing fullbacks, win the ball back up high up the pitch, and either hold it up there for the rest of the team, drive to the byline, or get in quick crosses or through balls for the forwards. With a support duty, the defensive winger's job is to try and win the ball, get past his man, and get an early cross for the forwards. Okay, so he's going to be up here, really, but also aware to get back. Think Ashley Young, maybe? Or I guess Raheem Sterling, they tried it with Celtic, at Chelsea, sorry. And I guess when you go and defend, they're not going to go too far. They're going to primarily be defensive. So take fewer risks, cross from deep, run with the ball out wide. They're going to hold position. They'll close down, they'll tackle. On support, they cross a bit more. They dribble a bit more. They run a bit wider. They stay wide. They hug the touchline. The 6'6" target forward at Dundee United. yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Franco. So yeah, this is what I think is my philosophy for Celtic. Again, we look at the instructions here. It's narrow because we haven't got width per se. We're relying on wing backs or potentially defensive wingers. We're not entirely sure yet because we haven't got wing backs. We'll see what the wingers look like and see whether they're going to be better or worse than what we've got. Shorter passing tempo, we can have it slow, we can boost it up quick if we want to. Work the ball in the box as well. We've got here, we want to be pressing, counter-attacking, distribute the ball quickly to the centre-backs because we haven't got any full-backs. And again, it's that high defensive line We want to step up as well to really sort of force the issue. Mid block I've got was what I was having at Wednesday. We could push that a little bit higher, but the mid block was great because it forced the play back a little bit, and it just meant that whenever we picked the ball up, because we had a DLP who could dink the ball over the top, we had a shadow striker running, we had a target forward waiting for the ball, and we had an advanced forward running as well. So we had 3 players bursting forward off and just waiting for one player, who of course was Barry Bannon, who could pick passes out anywhere. He was basically just going, right, where's my target? The line comes forward, and it's just right, bang. Like, I guess in Scotland, most teams are going to sit deep against us. They're going to want us to come and play, so we might have to push that line of engagement a bit higher. We might have to take control possession out, maybe go to vertical tick-attacker possibly, and just get the ball moving a little bit more. But I think that sort of shape, it's a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3, I suppose, depending upon how you sort of like frame it. I guess that's kind of what we're looking for. And if we can get something like a wide centre-back who can maybe come to here, then that covers him. Or a wide centre-back that comes there, that covers him. I mean, ultimately it's going to come down to what sort of players we've got, right? Because for now, we could theoretically put those 3 centre-backs in there, and you go, yeah, on paper, that's 3 centre-backs. Isn't everyone happy? But I think we can do better. Do you know what I mean? I think we can do better with those. I don't think they're the exact 3. But right now, we wouldn't need to go out and buy another centre-back. Question is, do we have someone who can play DLP? They're suggesting Winston. Vision of 9? Don't think so. Don't think so at all. Kurtlich, I'm not going to put him there as a DLP because I think he's more of a defensive. He could maybe play in the Volante role possibly. He's a defensive midfielder. Relatively decent energy, 15 for fitness, 14 for acceleration. We'll show you what he looks like actually on the screen. So 15 for heading, so he can do that sort of defensive work if needs be. If we were to turn him into an anchor, he can play DLP. He's got vision and passing actually, so he might be the DLP. Really, 17 for teamwork, 16 for decision making. First touch is good, his heading's good. Actually, he's maybe the guy. 7 assists last season out of 29 games. Right, let's move him now. There you go. He's the DLP. Okay? Give the ball to him. Let him do what he needs to do. Yeah? Who's going in that DM role? Well, we had Maya. We had Le Grand Bastard. Timothy Vincent. Excuse me. Aggression 20. Balance 15. Salty B gifting out to Andy Puffer. Appreciate you, Salty B. Very, very kind indeed. You could possibly change the back 5 to a flat 4 with inverted wing backs. Sole DLP in front of the inverted wing backs would cover them quite nice. That's true. That's true. At the minute, we'd have to buy 2 wing backs. That's the problem. For now, like it might be pretty handy as well, especially when we're in Europe. We need a bit more defensive solidity and stability. So yes, that could well be an option. I'm going to write that down actually. Inverted wing backs. Yeah. Good shout. See, I don't just discount ideas straight away because I'm not like that. It's not nice to do that sort of thing. Samuel, who of course we knew about from our time at Crystal Palace. In fact, we sold him straight away to Celtic. He's got to be in, hasn't he? Although he's wanted by Villa and Newcastle, we could cash in 67 grand again. He's very good. Where I think don't worry about backseating. Don't worry about backseating. It's not. This isn't like a backseating thing. This is like if you've spot something that you think might be interesting, let's have a chat about it and let's work and see what we can do. Because I don't necessarily think that what we have right now is set in stone. I think that what we're looking at is if we had to play a game of football right now, what would our team look like? Do you know what I mean? And I think this is where we're very quickly finding that there's a reason this side finished 5th. And it's because they don't really have the strength in depth that you need at this level, and the quality that you need at this level to be sort of like challenging, you know. Yildet's to potentially play out wide. I think we might actually play him as the shadow striker. Play Yilditz there. Defensive winger on the left we might need. And what about Joachim? Joachim could maybe play there, right? It's difficult to find a good inverted wing back. You normally have to retrain them. You do. That is a good point. Haven't had the chance to do my depot save yet. Oh, Josh, don't worry. You'll get your depot save going on. I've not started mine yet, but I will. I'll absolutely be looking to take part in this. 10 minutes of the season, though, lost 3-0 red card for 10 minutes. Ouch. That will happen, sadly, from time to time. And then we'll Corvalan up top, and then we just basically go and buy that 6'6" striker. Not very common natural position to have to retrain players a lot. I mean, there's going to be a bit of retraining. We could change him to a midfielder on a wide midfielder on support. If we have a wide centre back, that allows us to do a bit more like that. But you know, we can see. I think the thing is that they'll start defensively, or they basically they'll get back and cover. So they're not set to instantly sort of like be wing backs. Essentially, they offer a little bit more. So we can start there, or we can start there. But that's a bit too asymmetric for my liking, to be honest. But yeah, we shall see. We could even have Joachim start there, and then everything goes through him, so he plays as a wing back. You'll never walk alone. I know, Jord. I know how happy we are to see this. Genuinely, this is going to be. I think this is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun, right? I love a wonky asymmetric. I do as well, Salty. But the problem is that sometimes, and we've seen it a lot, is that there's wonky asymmetric and there's wonky asymmetric for no reason, and that's the problem, right? So he could go as a wide centre back maybe on defend. Briefly, I heard in my head as "You'll never walk again," and I was incredibly confused. I've thrown things at myself. So I mean, right, if that's the side we've got right now, that's not too bad. Yeah, maybe Vincent might be someone we might have to look at. I mean, he does have 20 for kicking, right? So we have to consider that. I always click the analysis tab at the top of the tab to see what's covered. We can, but it looks like we're not allowed to click it. We could do with another player, but this is how confident I am, Monoret. We're going to play 10 players. 10 players. I'm not 100% convinced that... we need to... Right, okay. Right, there you go. Stick him in there then. Mackenzie. Where are we lacking? This little spot here. Yeah. And obviously, fullbacks. That's fine, but so if we then turn that to support... Need that to go attacking, do we? Okay, so maybe down that line we're possibly gonna struggle a little bit, but 3-4-2-1. I think we're maybe the target four causing the issue. Yeah, I mean we could turn it to a deep line forward if needs be, but then we lose what the shadow striker does at that point. So we'd have to then pop him there, you know, which then becomes a centre midfielder on attack, which is fine. It could work. It could be the way that we change things up. But I think that's a reasonable way of setting things up, to be honest. I think if we're going to save that now, as we call it, bad boys for life. That can be the start. So let's get rid of that. Clear that. Clear that. Okay, but if not, then obviously we can go back to the other side of things. Do we think possession or do we think tiki-taka? I guess we kind of need to be moving the ball a bit quicker. So maybe possession might not be the way forward. But then again, we've got 3 at the back, so it gives us a bit of time to reflect on the ball. You're thinking go vertical. I haven't used defensive wingers. I'm intrigued. To be fair, I think they're quite good fun. They're quite good fun. I've had mixed success with them, JT. But I think that ultimately we're going to be. I think we're going to be in a better shape than other teams. So I'm hoping that's going to be the reason that it's going to work. Route 1. I mean, we all love the idea of Route 1, right? Pass the ball into space, get the counter press on as well. We haven't got any fullbacks, so I don't know what we're distributing there for. But that's probably it, isn't it? High press. Get them inside. We've got 3 players. That sort of seems reasonable. Goalkeeper just rolls the ball at a player. It's like, yay! Oh, so I'm playing it. We haven't got fullbacks. We haven't got fullbacks, have we? We forgot about that, didn't we? Right. So that's what I'm thinking so far. Then that's my initial thoughts. Overseeing role just because it's called defensive. Yeah. Just ignore the fact that it says defensive, and doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be like sort of sitting at the back. Here's Keenan Yildiz, by the way. He's another player that we need to really be harnessing. However, 90 grand a week, 33 years old. He only scored 8 goals last season, 10 assists. But he's got 42 goals in 179 matches. Having since joining from PSG. Interestingly, it's his second spell at Celtic because he joined on loan from Man United. 90 grand a week in Scotland is madness. It is. There's been some terrible business done, to be honest. Can Musa play shadow striker? Ooh. Evening, Jebaru. Welcome. Hello, pal. How are we? Nice to see you in. Drop a follow on Jebaru, everyone, if you can do. Maybe you could do, actually. Fantastic financial mismanagement of absolute Rangers proportions. You're right. Musa could go there, couldn't he? What's his off the ball like? Off the ball 13, dribbling 15, passing 13, vision 15 though, so maybe could be. I think we've got options. I mean, could he even play in the Volante? He's got flair, he's got first touch, he can dribble. Like, let's think about what roles you'd need for that. Sorry if I click on. Right. There, so we're going to click on Volante. Okay, so he needs positioning, he needs long shots, he needs finishing, first touch, anticipation, composure decisions, work rate, tackling. Right. Well, he's got work rate, tackling maybe not. He's got finishing. No, he hasn't really. He probably can't do that. El Revaldo, buenas noches. Hope you are good. Hope you're well. Did you cost them a lot for recruiting you? No, because we left. We resigned just in time for them to even consider us. So we went, right, how's about we leave? And they were like, yeah, that's great. Come and join us for free. So we did that, and it was brilliant. So here we are. Torfrada, 19 goals one season, 14 goals the season before, 1 goal this season. Not not brilliant, but then again, 15 finishing, 15 first touch, possibly a thing. George, what we got? I'll have a snowball. Never gonna get these things eaten, am I? Right, so quite a lot of players we need to get rid of. To be honest, David Little. We don't know. £42,000. Like, he's fine, but again, just signed. So I think what we found ultimately is there's players that we can move on. There's players we can move on. We've hit continue. Yay. There are players that are unhappy. Excellent. Right. Mizui is unhappy. That's fine. We can transfer list him and move him out then, because he is obviously an older player. Carrasco wants a new deal. Joachim wants Champions League football. We need Tunnocks, tea cakes and shortbread. Well, see, the thing with the Tunnocks tea cake, I would normally go for a Tunnocks tea cake or a Carol wafer, but then they did say some horrible things about the trans community, so I'm really put off by that, to be honest. It's not doesn't sit well with me. But I've got my iron brew. I've got my iron brew to wash it down with, so I should have some tablet. That's what I should have. Although if I had some of that at 10:30 at night, I wouldn't sleep till next Thursday. What's that? 1.7 million up front. Let's hang fire for that now, because we need to wait and see what's going on there. Training. Not going to bother about training for Mizui, because we're going to get rid of him. Liam Summers is no longer trained as a right midfielder. I can see why. Using my mod powers to post a Scottish fudge business. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Where are these, Rogie? %10 off your first order, by the way. I've just seen that. Not an ad. I have to make sure that Twitch know this is not an ad. Oh, I'm all in for this. Rogie, stick this in the Discord. I might end up having to buy lots of fudge. And definitely tablet. I'll tell Twitch you're done. Yeah, and they're from Alloa. Okay. I'm not sure that we send these players on. I'm not going to send Tagliente on a language course, because we're trying to get rid of him, to be honest. Jamie Hesketh would be a good fitness coach. Yes, he would. Charlie Widrington. Yeah, he could probably be the technical director, couldn't he? Ross Mitchell, 19 for analysing data. Cody Carcatch, sports science. Crichton. We've got loads and loads of gaps as well. In our backroom staff. So let's see if we can get Charlie Widrington in, shall we? He's gonna be quite expensive. 8 G's. Sports science. Fitness, maybe. Have we sacked Dimitri Payet yet? Oh God, actually that's the point. Yeah, we need to do that, don't we? Yeah, if you've not met our staff, by the way, Stephen McManus is the assistant manager. Okay, former Celtic legend. Makes sense. And so's Dimitri Payet, which doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know who thought that putting Dimitri Payet as assistant manager was a good idea, but yes, let's get rid of Dimitri Payet. Celebrate West Ham winning a European trophy by getting rid of Dimitri Payet. Okay, he's gone. Expiring contracts is the thing we need to be looking at, though, isn't it? That's true, we do need to do that. Let's go to scouting. Marcus Thompson at Kilmarnock. 19. He'll never catch on. Is David Crichton not next Celtic physio? Oh, he might. Is he? He is, you know. And Kilmarnock. Currently Celtic B's physio. He's held the position since 2018. Yes, he's currently the Celtic B physio. So he's fine. He's out there. PSV, Forest and Norwich. Right, let's accept the Norwich bid. Definitely. Not bees again. I'm not doing anything about bees. Did wasps last year. I'm not going to upset any more of the animal kingdom. Juve Stabia loyal. We all are. We haven't actually looked at the youth system yet. That's a good point. We do have to look there as well, don't we? So Nuno Cortez is 20. He's not bad. He's wanted by Napoli. That's a good sign, right? Hard-working midfielder. Apart from that, he can't pass or tackle. He's very hard-working. Doesn't seem like he's going to be doing a great deal for us, but it could become as good as Yildiz, apparently. Fair enough. Interesting. Segura, goalkeeper. Might be. Can't pass, but got 17 assists. He did, yeah, in the B League, yeah. 13 goals in 92 games as well, which is bizarre given the fact he has finishing of 2. Do we cash in while no one really understands how bad he actually is? Tony ignoring the first team candidates. I'm coming down the middle. Don't worry, we'll get to these guys in a bit. There's no point jumping straight to those guys. You know what I mean? Right there, Jordan Vega, Colombian, 6'2". He could settle in nicely. Tackling 16. Teamwork 16, bravery 16. Could be handy. Physically very, very good. Hard-working midfielder. What's his personality? Unflappable. Up you come, pal. Jordan McKnight. We've got a fullback. We've maybe got a fullback. Positioning 14, tackling 13, marking 12, 14 for work rate. We've got ourselves a fullback and we've just decided to play with a formation that doesn't have fullbacks. It's always the way, isn't it? Determination 20, dribbling 15. John McKnight have a bag of average shite. But still better than most of the players we've actually already got. Filippo Mongelli. Theo Fleck. There's a promising centre-back. 16 years old, 5'9", tackling 13, positioning 12, teamwork 18, work rate 16. He could be quite decent. The fullback. I think the fullback for a wide centre-back. Dribbling's very low. That would be the only concern, possibly. But where were we? Theo Fleck, weren't we? Yeah, he's going to be decent. He could be very, very, very handy. I think Theo Fleck, Ben Corrigan. We had a look at him, didn't we? 20 determination, 15 dribbling, 16 acceleration, 14 off the ball. 18, do you reckon he's going to develop much? We'll see. Possibly. Andrew McAvoy, 5'6". I mean, he's Barry Bannon, isn't he, really? Passing of 14 at 16. Decision making and flair's pretty good. Work rate technique's pretty good. Vision's okay. Concentration's bad. Bravery's bad. Composure's bad. Positioning's bad. Leadership's bad. Yeah, he's got some things he needs to work on. 6'2" centre back. 16 for leadership, 15 for work rate, 19 for bravery, 12 for tackling, 13 for positioning. Liam Carradus could potentially maybe be somebody. Chill Winston, welcome in. Nice to see you. Appreciate the raid. How are you, buddy? Welcome into the stream. Hope yours was good. How did you get on? Chops TV, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you for that. Bonjour indeed. Bonjour indeed, ça va? Welcome in, Raiders. This guy, Hugo Concalves. Gavin Brash is in. Look at this. Look at this. This is what we want, isn't it? Having a nice time. We're having a lovely time, by the way. We've just taken over. This is day one at Celtic. We've come here via Crystal Palace in the British Steel Challenge. We've been all over the place. Started out in Northern Ireland. Had probably, how long? 8 seasons, I think, in Northern Ireland. Then went to England. And yeah, here we are in Scotland now. According to FM, I speak fluent French, but I don't know what ça va means, says Chops. Ça va means how are you? And then you have to say ça va bien, merci, which is very good, thank you. And then you have to say j'ai 12 ans, which means I'm 12. And j'habite un petit village. I live in a small village. Avec mon frère, mon sœur, which is I live in a small village with my brother and sister. And I don't have a sister, and I'm not entirely sure which one is which, so I can't say either there. So there you go. I was casually walking down the street on my way here. Winston sees me, pulls over, picks up his golden Lamborghini. Here we are. Je suis la bibliothèque. Yep. Où est mon chat? Mon chat dans la table. There you go. See, I mean, this is, so you know what? It's not often we'd speak French on stream, is it? And not a sentence that you never thought it'd say. It's not often we speak French on stream. Quelle date de ton anniversaire? What day is my birthday? C'est février. It's 20. I forget what 20 is. Can you not shit on the table, please? French only chat. Turn the subtitles on. Je joue en foot. Je suis la piscine. I'm in the swimming pool. Yeah. Vent, window. Oh no. Support. A port. Fermez la porte. Shut the window. Asseyez-vous. Stand up. How am I speaking more French than like dans la fenêtre? Fenêtre window. Port is door. Sorry, my mistake. How do I remember more of this than anything I've ever done? Like, do you remember the stream when like we turned up and Tony started speaking French for no reason? How do you say mosquitoes? Yeah, right. So when we went to France, right? So two stories. First of all, I don't think I told you this last night, but I put this on Facebook rather than Twitter. But last night, our eldest son cried, proper tears, that sort of tears, and he asked, when did you go to Euro Disney without me? Right, and I was like, what? Because we've got a picture, me and Mrs. J, we've got like a sort of a frame with like some photographs and stuff in, of when we went to Euro Disney for our honeymoon. And he went, you went to Disneyland without me. And I was like, mate, that was 5 years before you were born. He was, it didn't register with him. He was just like, you went without me, where did I stay? I was like, oh, I can't explain this to you right now because you're not going to get it, right? But so that's when we went there, and I was trying to order a hot dog, and I'm trying to be like, nice and polite and trying to learn the language and go when I'm over there, and it turns out that a hot dog is not called a shoshien. I've gone far too literal, which was a hot dog. In the same way that a fromage frais is not cheese strawberries. So, they just looked at me and just went, it's a fucking hot dog, mate. Like, I think she was from Leeds or something. But the other one, when we were talking about mosquitoes, we went to Avignon. Again, like me and Mrs. J only go to France. We went to Avignon. JF Smith, appreciate the follow. Thank you for that. Went to Avignon, and it was beautiful, beautiful south of France. We went to the Rhone Valley, which I believe Raggio. The Rhone Valley is the wine region of France, much similar to the Bordeaux region of France, I believe. So went there, had a lovely time, and the concierge of the hotel, he was insisting on speaking French, as they do down there, like in Avignon. It's probably like south of France. They're really sort of like keen on that. Popped a pass. Yes, we did, and it was stunning, absolutely brilliant. So we're in there. And he's like, en français, and I'm like, all right, okay, parler en petit français, but and he's like, yeah, okay. So whenever I saw him and he wanted stuff, he's like, en français, and I'm like, all right, okay, let's see, we go. And I didn't know the word for mosquito repellent because I've been bitten to buggery by the mosquitoes out there. Because of course I'm pasty, right? Those fuckers saw me and went, oh, look at that, there's a fat, pasty man. Let's nom, 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 nom. And I knew mesquite. I didn't know the word for repellent. So I'm talking to this concierge and I'm like, I would like mesquite, mange. Like, I didn't know the word for bite either, so I just went with eat, like mosquito eats. Nom, 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 nom. And then it turns out that it's just repellent. I think is possibly the answer. So I couldn't. He was buckling himself. He was buckling himself at the. This guy's what the fuck? Mosquito eat. Mosquito eat. Nom, 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 nom. Other classic French, anti-mosquito. Yeah, I should have just said that. So this is me going, nom, 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 nom. So yeah, we're not allowed back to Avignon. Three Groans, if you ever go back down that way, you have to visit the Pont du Gard. It's an incredible aqueduct not far from Avignon. We should do that. We saw the not finished bridge, which was amazing to see. This fucking massive bridge that's like only half done, and then just left. Which was great. The Pop de Palace we saw, of course. We went to we obviously went to the Chateauneuf de Pape for our day out, for me to get my vino fix. Mrs. J, not a fan of wine. Not a fan of red wine anyway. When we took her to Edinburgh many moons ago, when we went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, we took her to drink whiskey. She doesn't like whiskey, but she found that she likes expensive whiskey. And then we went to the south of France to go to the wine tours. Doesn't like red wine. Turns out she loves £45 a bottle red wine. Who'd have thought? So we're in this went to this vineyard, and there's a guy called Guy. And he took us into like a cellar of his, and he was so French. He was like professional level French. Like if you were to say, right, what is your job? He'd have went, je suis français, and I'd have been like, haha, yes you are, you are exquisite level Frenchman. And there he is, and he's got all of his wines out now. We're having this lovely time, and oh man, like this was brilliant. This was great. I was having a great time. This guy, I've forgotten, by the way. I've forgotten this fella's amazing. Hugo Goncalves. We need to have a little look at him. We'll move him to the first team as well. I can bring him back in. And also as well, Dead with 10. What's the skin? The skin is the Tato skin. So there you go. Go and get yourself download on that one. There's a new one that's come out for the Statman as well, which looks very nice actually. So we can we might put that on as well. Wine is horrible Guinness for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a Guinness drinker as well, Keeney. But when you find a proper good red wine, oh, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat, right there. And he looks like Dom Mysterio. Who looks like Dom Mysterio? Me? What's happened in the save so far? Oh, like so much has happened. Jay Smith. This is what's happened. We started the season unemployed. The save, in fact, unemployed. Went to Banbridge in Division 3, Northern Ireland. We got them promoted into the Championship. We won a cup. We then went to Portadown. We then went to Dungannon in the Premier League. Won a cup. Jumped ship before we got sacked. Went to Linfield. Won the Northern Irish Premiership and won a cup. Should have won more. Left to join Oxford in the Vanarama National. Got them promoted back into the Football League. Won the FA Trophy. Got them into League One actually. Then we moved to East Fife for a season, and we, didn't really do too much in East Fife. Got a job over at Huddersfield Town in League One. Got them promoted to the Championship. Then moved to Crystal Palace straight away. Got them promoted from the Championship into the Premier League. Survived in the Premier League, and then we came into the SPL and Celtic. We've been Celtic for, what's that now? 4 hours, and we've hit continue 3 times, I think. Dear Haunter, welcome in. Appreciate you. Very, very kind indeed. Appreciate the follow. There you go. This is the trophy haul as well, by the way. So anything in green is what we've already won. Anything in white is what we still have to do. Anything in yellow is what we're going to be competing for this season. So I think the SPFL Trust Trophy is for the division below, but someone will be able to confirm that with me a bit later on, I reckon. Just mentioned a comment on Twitter, the picture of the Point du Gard. Let's have a look at that, shall we? C'est incredible. Oh, yes. Oh. Yeah, I'll have a bit of that. I'm a big fan of an aqueduct. That's, yeah. Bravo. Celtic beer in the Trust Trophy. We're not doing Colts teams, are we? I don't know. We could extend the save by coming back and doing it again, couldn't we? Nuno Cortez. Right. Okay. So Liam Durnan could become a star player. 17 years old. Apart from the fact he doesn't actually want to work. Tackling technique, bravery, flair, determination, all pretty good. But yeah, just doesn't want to play too much. Kenny McDonald. Of course we've got a player called Kenny McDonald. 6'3", 17. He could be alright, to be honest, as well. He might end up being fine. Sack our manager in the final and take over. Could. Oh my god, that's Tony Jameson's music. Could do that. Would be great. Right, we have clicked a button. We did click a button, I'm sure we did. Definitely. There's only more Scottish than Kenny McDonald in Scotland. Yeah. My name is Angus McTarnface. Okay, welcome in. Hamish McTamashanta. Yeah, we looked at the expiring contracts, didn't it? And everyone's like 42 or something. Did Norwich actually bring a bid back in there? Yes, 4.3 million. Yeah, we've done that. Yeah, we're trying to up the Forest bid, up the Empoli bid as well. Do like the Brazilians just call the lad Hamish. Derek McEdinburgh Woolen Mill. I see here. Doogie Haggis Whiskey. Is that your name, eh? Aye. Tam Tamoshanta. Anthony Amy. He's not finished. He's only 28. Team nickname, the Iron Brews. Who? See you, pals. Rabsy Nesbits, yeah. I do want to click on. There was something I was actually meant to do. I've got myself distracted, believe it or not. Who would have thought that? We want scouts. Scouts. Right, scouts. No active recruitment focus. I'd like a recruitment focus, please. Oh, Matt Brown. Oh, there's an option for a goalkeeper. Any European football with Celtic? There is. We're in the Conference League. Robert the Tunnocks Caramel Wafer. Well, we've mentioned the Tunnocks people, sadly, and their opinions. But yes, could definitely class them in there. Scott T. Land. Any position from the tactic, and let's do further details. Contract status expiring. Muir Clackmacooden. Glasgow. Now is Glasgow a real player? That feels like someone. Oh no, it's not. It would be Glasgow. Jockstrap. Angus McTooten. Rabbi Wright. Bucky Thistle is actually short for Buckfast Thistle. Jimmy Cranky McJockface. Problem is, this is now getting to the point where it's like, some people be like, oh yeah, I'm going to say something about the Scots. And I'd be like, no, you can't say that. It's not fair. Try and get Cullen Skinking from East 5. Maybe we should. Raggio, get your boy back. Let's have a quick look then, see what we've not even met the players yet. It's Scotch egg, and I'll hear no difference. Right, what's the expectations here? I own a wee boat. What's the expectation? Qualify for the Champions League. Right, okay. Win a cup. Shall I tell them we're going to win the league? That's what I think, right? Someone has also watched Second Yellow Card, popped in the stream earlier, went searching for new gens after his cock ringling find. She's found a new one called Amazing Cocks. Surely. On behalf of the team, I would like to welcome you. Fabio Carocca is welcoming us into the dressing room. I feel bad that we said we're going to sell him. Oh dear. Let's be neutral for this. I was expecting more. Says that's fine. I think we can win the title. I think we can make that a realistic game. Strong title challenge. Let's win the title. Yeah, we can win the title, says Fabio. Oh no. We might have to keep Fabio because he's very excitable. He's the club captain. We can, you can't. Bye, Fabio. Latter stages of the Conference League. I'm being ambitious enough. All right, okay, let's aim higher. We can win that as well. Fabio loves it. They all love. They're all having a great time. So happy. Has anyone got his phone number? Can we just mention about the fact that poor Fabio's got a TJ tattoo. I'm really worried about this. Oh, there we go. Empoli and Forrester both come in with a £4.3 million bid. Fabio's brought a trifle. He's already been kicked out of the WhatsApp group. He brought me a trifle on my first day, didn't he? Like, I know you like trifles, boss. Like, oh no. Oh, here's a picture of my kids. Oh dear. It's gonna get awkward. Oh, I love it here. Like, don't make me leave back to Brazil where I'm currently serving a 2-match suspension. I made a home for myself. Listen, look at me. Look at me. Look at me, little boy, Hamish. Oh no, Hamish McHaggis-Swegan. That's what he's called. 18 mil. I know. I feel like, should we try and sacrifice someone else first? Should we get rid of Wilson? I've acclimatised to the rain and the dimness of this country. Get a top 11 when the challenge finishes, including Fabio alongside Raspberry and DJ. He could be. Get rid of him, better retire within a year. Lost faith in the game, heartbroken, turned to drink. Oh no. I love deep fried Mars bars, mate. What's DJ Pedro up to? I wonder. I mean, surely Pedro should show up. DJ. He's at Distillery. That sounds very Scottish. 34. What a career he's had. 145 goals in 434 games. He's actually worked out pretty well. 45 assists, 45 player of the matches, an average rating of 6.92. He was at Banbridge for 9 years, and then 5 years at Distillery. So, does he have any staff attributes? Not yet. Not yet. But he's definitely got legend attributes, hasn't he? Is he an icon at Banbridge? I would hope they've named a stand after him. Where would we find that? General, possibly? All players, key players, supporters. Background there, isn't it? Sorry. Icons. No. Nobody. Gavin Conlon, Luke Smith, and Andy Brown. They've not even got me in there. They've not got DJ Pedro in there. He can play in the B team. Tony James Carrocker. Where's that winger we had as the physio? Striking coach Paul Ward. Connor. It was. What was he called? It's quite embarrassing now, isn't it? Andy Brown. They made that up, yeah. Andy Cap. Not Connor Gormley. It'll be released players, won't it? He left early doors. Connor Downey, that's the one. He's not stayed. We can't get him back in, sadly. Oh. There we are, thinking we could have done it. Innes Jeffrey has agreed terms with the Aberdeen Reserves. I mean, what's Calamari doing? Oh, we can't get Bailey in, can we? He may have retired, actually. Oh no. Under 21 coach. Should Tony sign Pedro for the B team? Well, we know the answer is yes, right? You're allowed to advertise Scottish fudge on stream now, TJ. Twitch have turned you turned. Right. Then what I recommend we all do is I recommend we eat Scottish fudge. That is Danny Kadamari, isn't it? Yeah. Bailey Kadamari. He's left. He left after East Fife. Wasn't the same, was it? Linfield, 30 goals in 36. Took him to Oxford, and then it was just like, well, wasn't happening after that. All the excitement. Jameson to meet the media. Here we go. If you sign DJ now, he's our assistant by the time we leave Celtic. Oh, if he took over, imagine that. It's a privilege to be here. Can you offer your insight and feelings on why you resigned from Crystal Palace? I'm delighted to be given this opportunity. Over your career, you've become well known for a distinctive brand of football. TJ Ball. Do you think you'll be a good fit? I believe so. If we can talk more about your previous job, you chose to resign from Crystal Palace. Do you have any regrets in leaving? I'm at peace with my resignation and have a fantastic opportunity to work with Celtic. You spent very little time away from the game. It was imperative. Football is my life. Celtic parted company with Paolo Pazzolano as expectations were clearly not being met. Do you have confidence? I will win things. Why did you resign at Palace? Have these people ever been to Croydon? Where did it go wrong for Paolo Pazzolano? We finished 5th. I'm not going to talk about that. Did you ever doubt this was the right job for you? This is the perfect job. Will you be going back to your old club? I'd love the opportunity to work with some people there. Do you have a good sense of how the Celtic players feel about your appointment? They love me. Honestly, they love me. Fabio Carocca. Fabio Carocca loves me a little bit too much, I think. Oh, dear. Are you happy with the squad you've inherited? Well, apart from the defenders. How important are the fans? Got to get the fans on side. Can you talk about the club's potential? Champions League winners. What trying to do with Celtic? Trophies. Have you decided if Carocca will be your captain? Oh, this is going to be awkward, isn't it? I mean, he says he's got no opinion of me, but I think differently. I think this is one-way love. I haven't made my decisions. Oh, the public want to hear it. Oh. I think we get rid of Wilson. Wilson's on more money. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? We'll keep him. Oh, look at that. Jordan Moffat from 442. Awestruck. Awestruck by me being there. That's what I want. I want an air. I want an air when I walk into the room and everyone's like, oh my God, he's real. I want that. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. It doesn't really, it never really happens. So, yeah, we seem to be in the position where we need to generate money. We need to generate income. How that happens, I don't know. Shall we very quickly play a friendly and just see if this sort of idea that we've got for 5 or 3, 5, 2, whatever it is, well, actually 16 days, there's a friendly already organising it, Kortrijk and Genk. So there's already a there must already be a plan in place, apparently. Aston Villa have gone in for Yuri Novotny, £6 million. Well, if they're after him, then he's not going to come to us, is he? Jack Jones is wanted by Leeds, 13.5 mil. We haven't got that sort of money. Friendly versus Rangers should bring the. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that as just like day one. Right, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to arrange a friendly against Rangers. Do we know what the fixture list looks like? We don't know yet, but we might be playing Coleraine in the Conference League early doors. Call the Protestant Cup. Oh, no. That would be a bit of an issue, Gav. We've got the top sponsorship. It's good because that's what it's all about. Sponsorship. Donny Vildan isn't going to be part of the team going forward. We might meet Linfield in the conference. Oh, hey, that could happen, couldn't it? That could happen. Let's see who we've got here then, have we? Volofsky. To Sunderland. Interesting. Rafael Pereira. 29. Golubovic. I mean, we're not going to get anywhere near his wages. 58 grand. I can't see him coming to Celtic, but it'll be fun. As would Murphet, to be honest. Again, wages are going to be a big problem, I think. Trying to have a quick little nosy around as to players that we've looked at before to sort of say, right, who can turn up at this level. Joe Bellingham, 32. I'm trying my best, Jordan. I'm trying. I'm trying. I know he's 32, but off the balls of 15, determination 15, first touch 15, composure, anticipation, acceleration, passing, vision, technique. Likes big matches. He could play in that Volante role, couldn't he? He's an enganche. Oof. Oh. I like that. I like the idea of that. Ultrasonic in the follow as well. Deer Haunter as well. Anas Alwar. He was getting loads of goals for Norwich, wasn't he? We looked at him. So 58 grand. Everyone wants lots and lots of money. Phil Freeman, 30 years old. Matt Brown's an option as a goalkeeper. Do we need a goalkeeper as good as Mourinho? Actually, we found one who's better. He's 6'2". He's better in the air. His distribution's the same. He's better at shot stopping. He's quicker. Mentally, he's not as good. He's less eccentric. His communication's the same. His first touch is better. His aerial reach is better. He's better at one-on-ones. Maybe he can't pass as good. Reflexes are slightly better. More of a leader. He's more determined. Concentration's not as good. Less brave. Jumping reach is better. Likes big matches. Hates big matches. Maybe Matt Brown's the way forward. That could be a fairly straightforward switch, couldn't it? Save a bit of cash. Damjanovic is never going to come to us, sadly, is he? Oh. What about Christa Berg? He's never going to come either. Be nice if he did, though, but no. We could maybe get the chat up to Celtic. A fair bit of cash. Grimes is very expensive as well. The Cure is very expensive. Everyone's very expensive because that's obviously it's Premier League money in it. Can we steal a loan or two? Interested, like Daniel Day-Lewis is transfer listed. We can't get JJ until he turns 17, so there'll be that issue. Sam Jones was a thought for us. Has he been sold? I think he might already have been sold, actually. Yeah, he's gone to Blackburn, £13 million. So, yeah. I think we're going to be quite slow in the transfer market at this point, while we sort of like have a little look around and sort of see what sort of money we can get. Because at the minute, we've got no cash. So, sell before we can buy. Claudio Aprea is going to Brighton. And we'll see what this Korchak are like. And then Genk, obviously. Mohamed Darami was the signing of the season. 36-year-old Danish player for Kilmarnock. Jack AFC, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. Look at the Scottish national team. Sounded like you called him Korshite. I think I did, didn't I? Sounds like the sort of thing I'd do. Okay, Scotland national team. Lennon Skinner. Right, if he's available for loan, he's a player that we want in. Which he's not, sadly. Clark McAdee, 31. 62 grand. Very expensive. Wooly Slaven, 31. Look at that guy. Looks brilliant. George Samura, 31 again. John Anderson, 26, 6'5". Did well in the Championship at Forest, formerly of Celtic. Jumping reach of 18, heading of 15. Work rate's not brilliant. Lennon Skinner, when you want to watch a rock band from Wish. Yep. David Clancy. Could count as homegrown, he could do. David Clancy from Newcastle. Teamwork's good. Tackling's decent. Mark is decent. Bravery's decent. He's 19. Maybe for loan, possibly. Stuart Gillen. Lad from Forest looked good as a backup option. Yeah. I think what we've got to remember as well is I've got to sort of like put my... I've got to think beyond that. Well, you know, he's 20, he's 26, he's 27. Like, we've got to go with the... Yeah, we might end up getting players who are a little bit older. 29 might be fine. 30 might be fine. Taylor Miller. Kilmarnock's Taylor Miller. 17 million quid, 9 grand wages. Hardly anything, isn't it? Paul Gibson, 26. Ray Cool, not him. Wilfred Sidibe, 5'8", on loan from Southampton. Ronan Robertson, we've had him ever so briefly at Palace. Mackenzie's one of ours. Dean Murray. Now he's always promised more than he's delivered, to be honest. Finishing 18, composure 17, decision 16, flair 16, 15 for off the ball. But is he the one? I don't know. He's going to cost a lot moving him from Hearts to Celtic, mind. Nathan Cooper, 21. From Everton, 6 foot, 15 jumping reach, 14 finishing, 19 determination, 10 goals and 11 starts in the Championship. It's decent, but I think I'd rather have the lad from Dundee United, to be honest. In fact, this lad looks pretty handy as well. Another Hearts player, Zach Main. Scout him as well. But ultimately, where is he? Where's our boy? Check Australian players had some success at Celtic, usually a bit cheaper too. They did, but that was way back. That would have been, well, a long time ago. And I'm not sure what the passport rules are like at this point. But Michael Cook's just left, so we can't get him. Mile VAR is very expensive, so it's not going to be him. Lou Hodgson, 32, not going to be him. Shane Carroll. Actually, Shane Carroll doesn't look too bad. 17 for leadership, 17 for balance. Fitness is good, concentration, anticipation. Rogic wasn't that far back. Moy plays there now. True, but we're in 2038 now, so in terms of like where we are in real life and in game time, that's quite a stretch. Yeah, Shane Carroll actually looks quite good, and he's playing in the Bordeaux region of France as well. So, yeah, quite far back in that sense. Yeah. Jason Hart, Aberdeen. Andy Taylor, Seattle, £79,000. Cameron Davies, 30. On from Eintracht Frankfurt. Kleinans, Jaden Miller. He was formerly at Palace, wasn't he? Yeah. Tran Min Chen. Reasonable enough. He'll be corrupted by Bordeaux. Georges Lozidis, 22 million quid. Sandy Mullen, Australian and Scottish. On loan from Nuremberg. 27. Is he a defender or a midfielder? What do you think? Is he a midfielder? Let's scout and see what. I'm not 100% sure he's good enough, but we'll have a look. Adam Russell, not convinced by. Manzaré, he's joining Granada, so we can't get him. Nabil Kloot, Joey Walter. No idea why he's on the shortlist, but fair enough. We obviously looked before. Go back to Russell. Adam Russell, 31. He's an Australian Scot in Mexico. He must know Paul Ward. 60 caps. Everyone as well, by the way, is born in Katanning, we've noticed as well. Determination's pretty decent. We'll scout back. You know what? I'm gonna scout Paul Ward as well. I know we shouldn't, but he's gone back. Joey Walter, Andre Sherwood at Juve. Fucking hell, 339 million quid. Yeah, he's not coming to us. Mark Lee doesn't fancy it. Spinarelli. What about Atletico Madrid? So he's not coming to us. Kosdra. Joining Villarreal, so he's not coming. Drustas. 35 million quid, not one for us. Maybe the best Origin user ever. He's very, very good, isn't he? 300 million quid. We're talking a hell of a player there. 212 million quid for this guy. Australian, Scottish and German. Jacob Hutchinson. He looks pretty decent as well. Australia pulled out some big players. Stephen Mora. Yeah, there's two massive new gens there, like. Yeah, Hutchinson and who's the other guy? Is it the Juventus lad? Yeah. Alex Gordon doesn't look too shabby. I think it's alright. Probably can't get in mine, but right, we're gonna pull through. We're into season 17 now, officially. It's 14 days until we start our pre-season. So minimum of the quarterfinals of the Conference League, qualify for the Champions League, win the Scottish Cup, win the Premier Sports Cup. So 4 trophies, 3 of which are on the British Steel tick list. Please pronounce the stadium of your next game. We are playing in the Gulden Sporren Stadion. Sounds reasonable enough, doesn't it? Start the league campaign away to Livingston, home to Hibs, away to Dundee United, away to that Rangers. Then Ross County, Morton, Motherwell, Kilmarnock, Rogie, get out your diary, 2nd of October. Then away to Hearts, Aberdeen, St Mirren, Hibs. Rangers on New Year's Day at home. And then Rangers on the 19th of March, finishing the season away at Livingston. They're the key dates for the season. Yeah. Youth players promoted up to the squad. Recruitment meeting. Yes, let's have a look, shall we? Greenox are here. Have we got Morton in, have we? Rangers on New Year's Day, that'll burn Glasgow to the ground. I know. I don't understand why they've thought that. Police apparently reckon it's fine. Let's have a little nose around this then. So Timmy Vicente is probably not going to be 7-day Christmas. And on the 10th day of Christmas, I had a friendly and the world set fire. Luis Quintero? He doesn't look that good. Craig Campbell? Doesn't look that good. Nuno Cesar. There's a load of, like, look, I understand. Tennant Peoples. There's a Scottish name. Just name him Tennants. He's reasonable. He's reasonable. I didn't rename him. No, that's actually his name. The game came up with that and went, how about Tennant People? That'll do. The tenant of the tenement he grew up in. Yeah. 10 out of tenement. Are we keeping Leon Meyer? Is he a centre half? Is he a midfielder? I think he's a midfielder. Defensive midfielder. He could do a job. Leadership 18. 16 for positioning. 60 grand a week. 6'4". He's talked himself back in, hasn't he? Mark Sweeney. Transfer list as we can't afford his wages. He's on 15 grand. And Mark Sweeney is starting to develop quite nicely, to be honest. So I don't think we get rid of him at all. 17 for dribbling. Sorry, 17 for crossing, 15 for dribbling. Work rate 16, technique 14, cuts inside. I mean, no, I think he stays. I think he stays, actually. I'm even tempted to possibly. Speaking of renaming any good prospects, I feel a new gen coming on. Well, we've got a few in there, haven't we? Right, what do we want then in terms of our recruitment focuses? I think we need to get centre backs, I think. SMBV, appreciate the follow, very kind. Irish internationals. So you got UK and Ireland here then. We've already got that. DMs. Actually, you know what? Yeah. A couple of Swedes. A couple of Japanese players. We could do with some Japanese players in there, couldn't we? Definitely a Swedish striker would be good. Celtic have previously done well with a Swedish striker, I believe. Okay, PSV have accepted a friendly, as of Sao Paulo. Drew Ward has gone to Villarreal. I mean, there's a player we could have got if we had some cash. John Guidetti was a real success. Antonio's injured. So we're going to go into this friendly in how many days? 7 days. Okay. Is that Mark Kerr has taken Kilmarnock? Because Mark Kerr was at Hearts, so it might be. And I think Rogi's going to be really upset. Brian Kerr has left Nottingham Forest to go to Kilmarnock. I didn't realise that the Kilmarnock job had become available. Thomas Frank left to join Celta Vigo. Thomas Frank? Look at that Rogie. Unbelievable. 80% of Israeli players in the SPF element at Celtic. That's a good start as well, actually. Okay, so players really being targeted at this point. We can't afford any of them. Well, that's quite good that the players rejected an offer to Rangers. How about we try and go in for him? We could do the Uruguayan. I think you could be right, Barton. Let's see if we can find another Aquino, shall we? Right, so he can go. Goalkeeper can go. We're not going to get much more than that. So Barrera could be on his way out, along with what's he called? Central midfielder. Ojdemir has gone to Slovako. This is where I love the log off for the night gang. Rogie, appreciate you, buddy, as always. Thank you very much for stepping in and being the guy. Right, Carrasco could potentially be in there as well, couldn't he? I tell you what, how about we move Karoka into the DM role. Does sound lovely. Cracking Peruvian starting a championship. 19 cost 400 grand. Ooh, that does sound good actually. Who? Tell us what. One of your best players on FM18 was a Cuban centre back. I haven't that be Snowball ever. See what our scouts are saying, shall we? Oh, apparently Golubovic would be a good signing. Would he really? Funny that. Other obvious things that we know include Mazrek Haj, 36 million. We haven't got that sort of money. Zabalza, Leandro Contreras, Damien Vincent. Wanted by Inter, so he's probably not going to come to Celtic. Torino. Lee Evans, 20 million quid. So proud did the big striker, little striker at Sunderland. Found a Somalian forward who's 5'5". Love that. Love that. Love that a lot. Albano Boris Alves, Brazilian goalkeeper at Sunderland. Serge Bertrand, 31-year-old centre half at Brentford. Actually, there's a point. Where's what happened to Lungu? Because he was on a thing where it's like 12 million quid, I think it was, to make the deal permanent. 25 mil. Gonna be some juicy end of contract lads kicking about 3 days left. I hope so, but I'm not massively convinced there will be, though. You know? Maybe I'm just putting my expectations a bit lower, but no, definitely Glenavon are now starting to go for see, look, Tennant Peoples, that's definitely his name. Timothy Vincent on loan to Toulouse. I don't think he's on that much money, is he? 18 grand. We can afford to keep him. Let's let Timothy Peoples play again at Glenavon. He can go out there. Where's the who's left? Expiring in a month. So Liam Cutler. Oh, I'm sorry. 83 grand a week. On loan from Liverpool. It could be interesting. Rowdy Delo. Bevan Cale. Angel, we could try and get him from Crystal Palace. That was an interesting one, wasn't it? Ahmed. Hossam Akrami, who's not a bad goalkeeper, to be honest. Garfield Pearson. He's called Garfield. Lisandro Guerrero, there's your Peruvian. 6'3". Jumping reach 15. Sort of alright. Zach Burrows shows the shit as Celtic. I know it's like a slight flaw, I think, with this skin. Obviously we haven't signed him, but it sort of gives it as the given that that's what's going to happen, which I think is it's a little bit sort of presumptuous. Wilson Ame, 32. Is he in his prime, or is he declining? What do you think? Can't be a Peruvian centre half. Well, let's have a look. There's Lorenzo Guerrero. That's what he is there then. 34, 6'3", 34 grand a week, so I should say. 6'3", 18 for determination. Tackling of 12, marking of 12, heading at 13, acceleration of 12. He's played 150 odd times for Werder. He's no Alex Callens. Is it possible? I got a feeling the wages are going to be high, aren't they? top on the shortlist. 26. It's not a bad age, actually. Fadil. Pick him up. Yeah, we can see what he's got. If he's got something about him, then that'll be quite handy. Oh, here we go. Norwegian centre half. 26, 6'2", jumping 14, marking of 12, tackling of 13, positioning of 14. It's not brilliant, but Florian Masson. Is it worth us? And I know the answer is probably yes. I was going to say, is it worth us getting some fullbacks in, even though we are going to try and play fullbackless or wingbackless? I suppose we probably shouldn't we? Just in case the system doesn't work and we have to like sort of admit defeat fairly quickly and be like, let's consider putting some fullbacks in. Robbie Ur. Yeah, I reckon we might be able to nick a couple of players in from the free transfer market. I'm sure we can find someone who's half decent, surely. Skinny little Terry-like fullbacks with red hair. That's what we're after, is it? I think that sounds decent. He looks alright, actually. Polish defender Christian Sarnecki. 18 for jumping reach, 14 for concentration, teamwork's 14, tackling 13, passing 12, heading's only 11, leadership's only 9, positions 11 actually. Liam Delap 35, Tresoldi 33, Heku Traore, Victor Mendoza, Tin Brunner, 30-year-old midfielder, Croatian/German. Decent passing, decent technique, decent vision, decent flair, determination, decision making. It's fine. Stephen Kingston, Zaleski, Chiboda. Yeah, I'm thinking we can probably. Here I am going, oh yeah, we'll definitely get someone in on a free transfer. Now I'm looking around going, yeah, but who? Even from Greece. Hello, Vagos. How are you? Welcome in. It's a pleasure to have you. I hope Greece is treating you well. Welcome into the stream. Thank you for coming and joining us. Whereabouts in Greece are you? Who's your team? Who do you support? We've sold anyone yet? Almost. I mean, that's me basically saying no. We are trying. We're definitely trying. Pauk. That's Salonika, right? Yes, we have. We've sold Mezu to. He's gone to Empoli, £2.9 million. So we have some money, I suppose, now. Not a lot. Dunn's gone on a swap deal. His finances 4.4 mil. Yeah, we obviously didn't get the full thing. 70% of transfer revenue is made available. So Yeah, we're going to get some... Right, let's get Wilson out the door, shall we? May not react well to being offered covered. Paugs where Theo Zagorakis came from. There's a blast from the past, isn't it? Tagliente, right, no one wanted him, so let's... I don't care whether you are interested in joining on and leaving or not, you're going. He's one of the legends. I should understand why as well. Jose Santos wanted by Atletico Madrid. Probably could get rid, couldn't we? Dribbling of 12, crossing of 9. One goal and 2 assists last season. Wants to be seen as a team leader. All right, Mr. Call Centre. I mean, you only got a leadership of 11, so let's try. Might have to see if we can sell a couple of players and then sort of work towards using those funds to add a couple of extras in. Right, Wilson is attracting interest from West Ham. Have offered £8 million up front. I mean, Mineiro have offered £12 million. We have to pay some of his wages. Let's ultimatum those teams then, shall we? Accept offer to West Ham with the same money, yeah. These aren't really brilliant either, are they? $11 to $15 million. It's nowhere near that, is it? Faber Cancella has been removed. We keep him on the shortlist actually because he might be an option. He might be an option. Christian Palami. Yeah, he can go back out on loan, that's fine. Kilmarnock have made a bid for Fabio. Brazilian fullback, let him go. Let him go. Neymar's off to Queen's Park. Diego Joachim wants to join a Champions League side. Okay, fair enough. £43 million. Yeah, no one's going to bid that for you, Joachim. I can tell you that right now. And if they do, I'll drive you to the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Replacing a Fabio with another harsh. No. We're not doing that, Dan. Don't worry. That's Kilmarnock have decided to try and get a Fabio in. They've obviously seen what we've got with Fabios, and they went, "Oh, we could get a Fabio. They sound good, don't they?" Actually, there's a player at QPR. I'm wondering whether or not we'd be able to get anything off. I don't think we'll be able to. Where is he? Where's the Portuguese lad? Has he been sold? Yes, he went to Tottenham, didn't he? No, he doesn't want to go. That's fine. O'Brien got sold as well, didn't he? Which football team do I support? I am a Sunderland fan. There you go. I don't think we've had any Greek players. I don't think so. Who did Visis Rivas play for? Was that Panathinaikos, I think, wasn't it? Celtic. Samaras played for Celtic, didn't he? Senator made a bid for that goalkeeper from Chelsea. Huddersfield released 7 players. Right, we should be just about due for player release day now. And of course, Big Ange. The man who, ironically, we've just taken over. We've timed it perfectly to somehow have a topical replacement, which is really quite bizarre, to be honest. Twumasi has gone to Peterborough. Let's see if Kamara's still there. Not for sale now. Okay. How much for Job? What do we think? Is Job Bellingham worth a look at for midfield, or do we not think he's quite what we need? Might end up being quite expensive, mightn't he? So let's see if we can get a bit there. What they want, weekly wages as well, monthly wages as well. Daniel Bell's transfer listed. A couple of £1 million for Daniel Bell. Didn't really play much at Palace, but in Scotland he'd look pretty handy, wouldn't he? We did loan at Rangers, yeah. Yeah. So might get a bit angry, but Maxwell's off to Arsenal by the looks of it. Literally, this entire Palace team is going to get cherry-picked, isn't it? I think we left at the right time. Greetings from Macedonia. Hello, Christensen. Welcome in. What's up? Oh, we're just chilling. We're on day one of our new job at Celtic. Hope you're well. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Max order resurrect the Tuesday Club. Yeah, absolutely. If I hear you, we talk about Greek players. Here's Vassos. Here's the chat. We loved him at Crystal Palace. Big 6'4". Did everything for us. If it wasn't for the fact he was on 48 grand, we'd probably try and bring him back in again. Actually, if his wages are cheap, do you reckon would he be alright? He might be. Right, let's see what we can do against Sao Paulo, shall we? Ipswich are going in for Ekrami. Backup goalkeeper. Is that what he wants to be? 41 grand? Nope. What happened to the Scottish striker? We haven't got in for him yet because he's quite expensive. Andre. 47 grand. I don't know if we're going to quite make that amount of money, but he's 5 Scottish striker. Well, if we go in for the one from Dundee United now and if we try and spread it over payments, so like sort of do 3 million up front and then Another 3 million over installments. Is he actually good? He's 6 foot. He's 6'6". Of course, he's good. So he's 6'6". He's 21. Jumping reach of 15. First touch of 16. Heading of 16. Leadership of 16. Flair of 15. Work rate of 15. Plays with his back to goal. Plays 1-2s. I think he'd be the perfect target forward / DLF to play alongside Corvalan up front. Evening original CS, welcome in. Christiansen just finished my Schalke save. I've been playing it from January the 11th till 10 minutes ago. Game time 31 and a half days. PS, love the stream. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you very, very kindly, Christiansen. We've been playing this one since the game came out as well. We're only on, I think we're only on, what did I say, 17 days? I think we worked it out to. I'm quite disappointed in myself. 17 days. Yeah, there we are. Samika, appreciate the follow as well. That's very kind of you. Finishing 11, Composure 13. Composure's good though, remember? He doesn't have to be the guy that scores the goals. He could be the guy who gets the assists. So we need to remember that. It's not always about who's scoring. If he's goal contributions, remember? Won the league with Villa, let's go. There we go. There we go, see? Right, transfers. I don't want transfers for Africa one. Transfers, players released. Let's go for England. First touch 15 with murder SPFL defenders. Hopefully, Matty Cerezo's retired. Bukayo Saka's retired. Moises Caicedo's retired. Let's try and work out if there's anyone that's remotely decent been released, shall we? I'm sure the easiest way to do it would be to go to the top teams. Benjamin Sesko, 35 years old, gone. Tirati, 36, goalkeeper. 34-year-old goalkeeper. In 2000, Sunderland signed a player from PAOK because he wanted Adolfo Valencia and confused with Milton Nunes. Oh, Tyson Nunes. Did he come from PAOK, did he? Oh, yeah, he was interesting. He was very interesting. He wasn't good, was he? He didn't play too many games. But, you know, sometimes it's just the fun of being like, oh, look at this guy. He's going to be fun, isn't he? No, he's not. No, it's not. It's not worked out. I'm also worried that we might not be able to afford anyone that's been properly released from a top division club as well. I think the quicker way is going to the actual clubs, isn't it? Let's go to the Premier League and do it that way. So start Arsenal. If I spell it properly. Okay, let's go to transfers, history, release players. All right, just Mavalevsky. Papadopoulos, there you go. There's another one. Cypriot. Let's go to AAK. Villa have released Garfield Pearson, Tony Evans, and Ojgo. Not good enough. Brentford. 36. Musasa, 5'5". Midfielder, first touch is good, bravery's good, everything else is a bit meh. Shai Whittington, Hernani Agra, Paul Churchill, Danny Hill, Brighton, 21-year-old. Oh, actually, Danny Hill actually doing? Albertson's a Scottish striker. Danny Hall. Okay, Danny Hall, come and have a trial. See what you can do. Let's have a look at Mackenzie Albertson as well. Might not be what we want. Long throws, marking, of course, don't really need. But off the ball, 14. Composure, 15. Finishing, 15. Won by Bradford and Gainsborough. That's not brilliant. Stephen Preston, Sam Ward. Ashley Swift. David Dempster. Vucic. Argues with officials. That's what we want. Jumping reach of 3 though, maybe not. Georgios Ilya, 6'2". Got some reasonable attributes: determination, work rate, passing, jumping reach. Might be handy. Liam Cutler. Looks like a very good player. Burnley, 13 clubs are interested in him actually. In fact, that guy as well. Dusan Tomaszewicz. Yeah, he's the one. He's the one. If we can get him in, that'll be excellent. I'll probably fill our midfield out. Glory Cooper. No way that's your real name. Willington Marino. Scott, Josh Fisher. Tom Sewell. We're just doing a quick little sort of like nudge on these just to see if they look handy enough. Those lads from Liverpool look pretty decent, to be honest, yeah. So we'll see if they can come in. See what they reckon. You know, I guess in a sense, if they come in and they're great, excellent. If they come in there and they're not very good, then don't matter, get rid. Johnny Clark, get him in for a trial as well. 6'2". Beckham Colburn. Linton Frater. Might be alright. Not particularly strong though. It's one by Nuneaton Borough, so maybe not. Ahmed we've just seen. Sanjara. Gareth Wood. Graham Donnelly. What's Gareth Wood's green attributes? Bravery. He wants him now. Stoke Robertson. As an Australian. Nathan Thomas. New Zealander. Sorry. Sunderland. Jack Downing. 6'4". Tyler Murray. Sean Davies. Lewis Annan. Yeah. Bit rare. Tottenham. 36-year-old, too old. 34-year-old, taking him on trial. Noah Tashka. Justin Lindo. Fullback, maybe? Zach Burrows. Actually, Zach Burrows is probably more likely to come in. We can play him in a couple of positions. I think we've had him before. Did we have him at Oxford? No, we looked at him, I think. So he might be fine just for like a backup player really, who can just play at fullback. Because we haven't got anyone really who can play at fullback, so. You know. Drama. Gareth Flood. Wolves, the lap we've just seen. Brashevich. Nah. Joshua Street, no. Aaron Armson, no. Liam Lattimore. Right, there we go, that's it. That's the Premier League released. There's a couple of good ones in there. If we can get those lads in from Liverpool, I think they'd be very, very good. Danny Hall's already joined Chelmsford, so that's fine. Zach Burrow's already gone to Watford. That's a bit of a shame. 12 million quid, there you go. Yeah, half decent. Vucic has already gone to Hull. It's not a problem. Ilya is away. Clark's in. Tomaszewicz has come in. That's going to be the big one. Right, let's have a quick look at him. And if he's good, I think we just chuck the money at him straight away, don't we? And we're like, right, this is Glasgow. Do you want to stay? So Jamal Hales, maybe not. Mackenzie Albertson, Georgios Ilya, bit meh. Johnny Clark, bit meh. I think Tomaszewicz is yes from the start, isn't it? Enjoys big matches, spirited star player for most teams of this division. He's got everything, hasn't he? How much does he want? 75 to 90 grand. Might be too much. We've got ourselves a little bit excited. Yeah, if we can afford him, he's the guy, right? Shane Carroll, just useful. Susceptible to problems when it comes to living in the country. Murray, we've seen Murray so many times. Like, we like Murray. The question is he going to be? Is now the time to buy him? Now that we're in Scotland, you know. 24, 18 million quid's a lot of cash though. Bordeaux have ruined Carroll. Yeah, they maybe have a little bit, haven't they? Should we see how much this lad wants, shall we? Tomaszewicz, star player. 82. We can offer 36. How much do we have to go down to offer him the cash? It's £5 million signing on fee. He's not got a $5 million. Really? Are we doing that? We're not doing 5 million, surely. $4 million at 80 grand. We might be chucking a lot of money at him, but he looks good. Where does he play? Where does he play? He plays where Musa is. I think we put him there, and Musa has to find somewhere else to sit. Don't break your leg. Do not break your leg. Definitely get rid of the bat too now. Yes. I'll reject that. We can't afford that one. Dundee United want the deal of 5.5 million. So what's that working out to? 2.8, so 7, so what, about 8 and a bit million? Right, okay. Right, let's reject that for now. We might have to go back in for Bell. But yeah, sell. So we've put Wilson out. We offered him out. Wilson's definitely got to go. Maybe Vincent the Bastard has to go as well. Maybe. Don't need Max Dyche. Removed from shortlist. We haven't got the money for this guy. I need to accept some from now. The Americans on big wages as well. He is, yes, they do. We need to get rid of him as well, don't we? Nuno Cortez. Is he the guy that was getting loads of assists in the B team? 17 assists. Nuno Cortez probably isn't going to play, is he? The board have agreed that £200,000 will be added. Betis now want to try and sign Thomas Shish. I think we're losing to Betis, aren't we? What a hairstyle for Cortez there. What's he got? Oh, he's well and truly gone for it. He's just like that. I don't need hair. Where I'm going, I don't need hair. Okay, let's try and offer out Joachim. Wilson's already offered out, that's fine. There's a bid on the table for him. Right, we'll play this game. At least we can see roughly what the team looks like. Roughly. And we can go from there, right? Well, Carrasco. Is Carrasco not on the side, is he not? Let's put him in for... actually, let's bring him on later. Musa. Let's put Little in there as well. Calvin McKenzie. Frada. Emrante. Ricard. Wilson. Calves. And Summers. Right, there we go. That's what we're going to look like then. So, without really touching anything and seeing how it works, this is first port call. Have a quick watch of it now. See what it looks like against Sao Paulo. And then obviously then tomorrow we can start. Actually, no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the FM playoffs, so we're not streaming tomorrow night. We will of course be back on Friday. Friday will be the first time that we're actually going to be there. Are there any new players in here? Well, we're looking at Tomasevic. Everyone else is basically players that were at the club when we took over. So none of the loanees look good enough at the minute. They're on the bench, so we'll have a quick look and see if they're good enough to jump to put into the side. So, I mean, if we get Tomasevic in, it'll be a huge signing. If not, we've saved ourselves 80 grand in wages and £4 million in signing on fees. Right? So, it's kind of like, is it a win-win? Maybe. Can we get a player better than 90 grand a week? Possibly. But is he the sort of player that we could sell for big money? Yes. So let's have a quick little. Let's sort of see how this tactical formation plays out. Good save. Be interesting to see sort of what happens with, because obviously they've got their 4-2-3-1, so they've got wingers getting forward. We've got our defensive wingers in there. So of course the idea, as you say, is to get up top and try and close the play down pretty quickly. We are playing unbalanced as well, so we might move to positive at some point. Well, we've got a fairly sort of quick idea of moving the ball. We're going to move the ball fairly quickly, so balanced risk and reward in it. Tomasevic with an effort there, nearly getting himself a goal. Tomasevic. We haven't done set plays or anything like that yet either, so this is very much out of the box. Here's a tactic, can you learn it over the course of a week? What have he got? Yildiz scores the first goal of the TJ era. I know it's only friendly, but what was interesting, Kirtlich intercepting Sweeney, nice little knockdown. Yildiz finishes it. A man who we think might be a little bit too old for the team. Certainly not the star player that he's maybe accustomed to being. Sweeney. Oh, nice ball inside for Kirtlich, not quite quick enough. Oof, Samuel the header. Schneck. Well intercepted. Don't win the second ball though. Moreno trying to close back down. Collado gets it away. Shaw gets it away. Corvalan, the striker, putting the shift in. Right, there we go. That's fine. Keep the ball down there. Collado. That's the keeper. Sweeney. Out wide to Samuel. Good ball in for Corvalan. And there's... disallowed, is it possibly? No, it's a goal. It's a goal. That's pretty decent football, I think, isn't it? Corvalan with a decent effort. Tomasevic off the post. Yildiz in with the tap in. Kamek. Hello guys, I'm Matthew from Poland. I now live abroad in the Netherlands. West Ham supporter since FM20. Had the best save in all of them. Can you show me what the West Ham squad looks like? Possibly. We're currently in the middle of a friend at the minute, but we'll show you what West Ham look like in 2038. I like pizza. I'm the best cooker of pizza ever, mate. That's, if you're the best pizza cooker, then welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Come and get yourself in the Discord and show us pictures of pizza. We've got a food channel in there because we're foodies around here. So yeah, come and show us your pizzas. That's not a euphemism. Sweeney, decent ball in. Yeah, I've got a bit of an understanding going on, Munrat. You're right. This is I think the fact is that a lot of these players obviously played with each other last season, so they should know each other. They're just in different positions now. Corvalan. Maya gets forward, cuts it back. Maya, who's the Segundo Volante. There's Samuel. Shaw, centre back, through for Maya, pulls it back. Corvalan just holds his position, makes it 3. 8 shots, 4 on target, 2.09 XG, 65% possession. Yildiz free kick just over the top. I know you can't always sort of read a lot into friendlies, but we need to work out where these players sit in the field, in the pitch, and like, are they in the right positions? Are their movement patterns correct? Everybody, interestingly, everybody bar Tomasevic is over a 7, so that's quite interesting. Celtic, Boric is from the Polish club Legia Warsaw, and Zurawski from Krakow. Yeah. We haven't got a Polish player on our side at the minute, I don't think. But they have had players in the past, as you say. Oh! Andreas Schultz. Good head of that. Keeper's off. Keeper's positions all over the place. That's a 5'11" goalkeeper making a 5'11" goalkeeper mistake. If he's over 6 foot, he doesn't make that mistake, does he? Do you know what I mean? 6 foot goalkeepers don't get headed over. This is why I'm not in goal. I'm 5'11". I'm not a goalkeeper because I wouldn't catch that either. Short keeper problems. If he's 6'5", do you reckon he gets lobbed with a header? Tough chance. Oh, Meyer gets intercepted with his own player. So that's a worry. Now they're opening this up a bit. Collado gets away. Sweeney looks for it. Sometimes I notice players who get a pass before the assist don't get the rating bonus for it. Midfielders can get underrated. They can a little bit. I've noticed that as well. Oof, nearly on goal. What are we playing at the back here? The pre-assist. It's like, yeah, you're all part of it. Technically, every player should be classed as getting a goal contribution because they're on the pitch. I suppose through Corvalan's not really got the legs, has he? Has to be a better term. Do you think they'll improve the new gen face in FM24? I don't know, to be honest, Christensen. Maybe, but I don't think that they're going to put a lot of. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to put a lot of effort into new gen faces because it doesn't really improve the game a great deal. There's people who are making fantastic new gen faces. The view from the touchline has got like a huge portfolio from someone that they're working with. They've got like loads of the faces, so like definitely go and get that downloaded. But I don't know. I don't really think that they'll put as much effort that they need in. Okay, so 3-2. So we were flying. Quite varied. It's good enough for me now. Yeah, I mean, I'm alright with it. Corvalan. Go forward, attack the well defence. We were good against long balls. And there's a gap behind the Segundo. Yeah, Tomaszewicz stopped the play there, which was nice. I guess if we put the Segundo on support, then they don't get up and attack as much. He's a DLP on support, so again, if we had him as a DLP on defend, maybe that might sort of stop him moving. But I suppose technically we want to be on the front foot, really. Segundo on support, would that work better? Is there a defender who's going to come forward and intercept? Oh, I tell you what, let's have Karoka as a libero, shall we? No, because he can't dribble. No, let's not. Let's not at all. DLP on defend could be the way forward. Maybe we'll have a little look at that and see if that's the one. So I just worry if he's going to get deeper. Let's not just say we tried it. Yeah, I mean, technically, he can. We should give him the chance because he believed in us, so we should believe in him. I wonder whether it's a closing down issue. We'll take that off, possibly. Let players naturally just work out where they're supposed to be. Kurtlick's now dropped to a 6'9". Collado's on a 6'8". And then again, that's that wide centre back. That could be the part of the problem as well. Switching for Carrasco. Right. Sure, nodded down. There's Tomasevich. Nice ball. Yildiz, I think, is offside. Pulls it back. Tomasevich smacks it over the bar. Samuel's at a 7-3. He's doing quite well in that DM role, isn't he? That defensive midfielder role, isn't it? Tomasevich has now picked up an injury. Excellent. Just what we wanted. Sorting the DLP in the Segundo round. Yeah, I guess because we've got the... it's not a bad shout, actually. It's the wide centre-backs in the way, isn't it? Wonder if they're going to run into each other, though. You've then got the wide centre-back running into that position. And he's on defend. And again, I suppose maybe if they're double charging, then that's potentially a bit of an overload, maybe. Oof, good effort there. I guess they've gone positive as well. Is that part of the issue? As I say, offensively, fine. Defensively, maybe a bit suspect. But then again, we have got players that can't tackle and don't have very good positioning. So could be the issue. Should have been 4-3. How about we regroup then and try and make ourselves difficult to break down? We've let them back in the second half, haven't we? Headed away, too easy. There we go. Easy peasy. First game done. Tactics got a couple of holes in it, I think. Part of the tactic, part of the player. Short goalkeeper is an issue. We'll show you the West Ham side very quickly before we go and raid off. In fact, I mean, obviously we're not going to go through the entire squad because we're in 2038, but they currently play with a 4-3-3. Give you the brief overview as to what's happened in that time. On our save, they've won an FA Cup. They've been runners-up in the Charity Shield. And that's it. Oh, runners-up in the Carabao Cup as well. Sorry. So, there you are. They finished last season. They finished 10th in the Premiership. So, there you go. They've never been out of the Premiership in this save, but they've never finished above 8th since we've started. So that's you guys there. Right, so as we say, nothing tomorrow. We're going to do the FM playoffs tomorrow night. I'm not on it, but I suggest you all watch it. So make sure you follow that here on this channel. So go and drop a follow on it. Also, it's just the FM playoffs. Salty B's in it, so we should definitely go and give him some support, I believe. And I think right now what we do is we're going to go and raid over somewhere. So let's have a little nosy about, see who's got what. Now, tell you what, Fletch the Source is going to be on the playoffs tomorrow, so we could go and have a look at him. He's been on for a while actually, so he might come off, but tell you what, Tom,
I think he'd be
Tom's got a Glen Torrens save on. You know what? No. Let's go and see Fletch. Right, Fletch is on the playoffs tomorrow. So again, go and give him some love as well. Right. If you've not seen him before, he's very good, very very nice guy. As I say, go and show some support for everyone, because you know us, if we raid them, we tend to like them. Yeah, appreciate everyone. Celtic's going to be fun, isn't it?
I mean, my
Take care,
squad
everyone.
is built
All the
better
best.
for this
Bye now.
tactic right now. But here's the transfer window. I can sign some players to make it work. It's just these regens are so weird. Ah, Tony Jameson, my man, Salty. Ah, all my opponents. What's up, Salty? Hello. If you guys don't know, I'm playing Salty in this competition. Where's Salty? This is what Salty B looks like. What's going on? Hello, my man. Thank you so much for the raid. Very nice of you. Thank you so much. Cardinal, welcome back. How's it going? That's him. This is Salty B. This is Salty B's team. The man's got Ibra.